Hey, this is Role Playing Public Great. We're playing Masks of Nyarlathotep. This is Chapter 3 of Kenya, because the characters are in Kenya. After leaving from Mombasa, they spent the last session in Nairobi, where they met Mr. Well, they didn't actually meet him, but they totally messed up Mr. Corbett's plans with a bit of B&E and poisoning his kid.
B&E and botany.
Yeah. So you totally.
And then we pulled out off the mask, and it was old Mr. Willikins the whole time.
Yeah, stapled or sewed on to the monster. Anyway,
pieces of them.
Pieces of them. So you've gotten the information and the mystical aid from Old the African mystic who has told you where you need to go, the Mountain of the Black Wind.
Sorry, just had a Futurama moment. Is there?
You've also hired a mercenary to help you out, a man who claims to have met Jack Brady in Hong Kong in 1923, 4 years after the Carlisle Massacre.
That's impossible.
Yes, and that would be Aaron is guest playing as Michael Nails Nelson. So, in Call of Cthulhu stats, his first skill is act before thinking at 55%.
So who else could we think of? But
that's not it.
So your character is totally ignorant of the mythos. So this will be they're just hiring
man looking to make $1 with a bullet.
Totally ignorant.
They're just looking into the Carlisle. They're just looking into the Carlisle massacre, where a bunch of native tribesmen killed a bunch of white explorers.
Supposedly.
In Allegedly, yes.
That means those guys were going somewhere they weren't supposed to. That's all this is.
So, and these people, you're taking them back into that same place.
I still think it was.
They're not supposed to go to it.
Again, as long as I get coin, I'm good.
Yeah. So I'm also going to be using the rules from Miskatonic Expeditions, or Mythos
Expeditions?
Sorry, Mythos Expeditions. Miskatonic University sponsored all of the scenarios in Mythos Expeditions.
I think you need to write a new book called Miskatonic Expeditions.
I mean, if they sponsored them all.
Yeah.
Because they showed a great track record with their funding so far.
Miskatonic grant applications.
Oh my gosh, there needs to be a forum out there for that.
That could be an RPPR video.
How many tombs have you raided?
So, how many...
Beautiful Vermont.
Yeah, in the biography section of this application, it said the ancestral curse list in alphabetical order. Please staple sheets on if you need additional space. So, we're going to be using the survival pool rules for this, which states that your expedition has basically its own health, which is called the survival pool, and each leg of the journey will cost it points, and when you get down to -12, everyone's starving to death. So you don't want that, but you guys have certain abilities. You pump some credit rating to buy supplies, and so what is your starting pool at?
20.
We've got spinners on the wagon.
Yeah.
I would like to restart the game and choose to be a banker instead of a farmer.
Yes. Buy some extra wagon wheels.
Yep.
All right.
Ford.
But you get more points if you
Nobody drink the water anywhere.
if you're a farmer. So.
Patrick O'Bannon has dysentery.
Yeah. So there will be 3 travel increments to get to the mountain, and then obviously 3 to get on the way back. So the major landmarks are going to be the Ndovu village. It is the closest village to the Carlisle massacre site.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before we get all that going, we still had 2 more interviews we were going to do.
Oh yeah, sure. We can do some interviews.
Sorry, not to completely,
No, that's fine.
But to completely derail you. We must extract all the sweet, sweet story marrow, Ross.
All right. Fair enough. So you guys, who do you want to talk to?
Looks like we have Bumption and Montgomery left.
Oh, yes. You actually know Bumption. He is a member of the African Rifles. They are the military power around here.
Nope, Bumption.
Bumption. Bumption.
So basically gumption with a B.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lesser known personality trait. It's the quality of being a bumpkin.
Yeah.
I see.
In him, I sense much bumption.
So you can easily track him down. You've had drinks with him before. So you meet at the Loyal Defender, a pub near the barracks.
If they don't have Guinness, it's not.
You introduce the rest of the party to him. They even have a little photo of him, as he just looks so adorable, just so quaint.
He looks like a bumpkin.
Yes.
Actually means drunk.
He would be a Hufflepuffle. So here's his statement. After he gives his little statement, you guys can ask questions. It were right horrible. I've seen nothing to match it. Bodies everywhere. Not bodies mine, but bits of them. And here and there, an head there, an arm there, torn to shreds like you would a newspaper. Something would grab those poor blokes and chew the hell out of them. Begging your pardon, ma'am. You would have thought the jackals and buzzards would eaten down to the bone by the time we arrived, but the animals shied off and wouldn't touch the meat. Even the animals got bad feelings. We couldn't get the horses near them. We had to bundle them up before we could load them on the cart. I'm thinking, so I never wanted to see horrible business. So that's the story.
I'm officially requesting more dialect in this game, Ross.
Under consideration. So, if you have any other questions, you can ask him. But
why were we talking to him again?
Because he actually investigated the Carlisle. He was there at the Carlisle massacre site. He helped pick the bodies up and
ask him what he thinks of the official line about the natives.
Go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in
the room?
Too.
Yeah, you're all there. It's a pub.
We're all there.
Yeah.
I actually have the journalism thing going, so I can go with that. So what do you think of the official line that the natives are responsible?
Well, of course. Who else would it be?
What led you to suspect that it would have been the indigenous population? Based off...
who else would do it? Do you have assess honesty?
So,
I don't think I do on this, but
I do. So if I can,
well, you can tell he's lying.
Or he's just.
Buddy, we've been around this road too many times.
Or racist.
That's like, don't bullshit me. You know, it's like if you know something smells, spill it.
Look, you can either spend a point of intimidate or bargain to try and bribe him, or credit rating, something like that.
I will go ahead. And was that a free spin on honesty or just a 1 point spend?
Well, I mean, you can tell he's lying, obviously, for free.
0 point.
Okay.
If you make a spin on something, you'll get more information.
So I'll go ahead and do a 1 point spend on bargain. Since I like this guy.
Fortunately, you know exactly what liquor he likes, and you pay his or pay for a bottle of it, and you put it on the table.
The bottle.
Yeah, basically.
Just gonna tip it around. Now, see, this is gonna really go over the side unless we get our information.
Well, look, we only saw the bodies of the bearers. You know, none of the. If it was natives killing them, do you think they'd leave the white people there as a message, as a warning or something? But no, they were all gone. It felt right. I had nightmares for weeks afterwards. The place, something's wrong with that place.
So let me get this straight. They didn't find the bodies of the white people at all.
Mm-mm.
Was there any trace of them?
There was. Well, I mean, I guess some of the shredded red goo could have been. There wasn't any skin left, but you know.
So what led to the identification of whatever remains as theirs to issue
some of their
death
packs
statement?
Some of their packs, they were purchased at stores near the in Nairobi. Some of their supplies were local. People identified, the Carlisle people bought this from my store a week ago or something, you know.
So nobody really knows if they're dead?
No. But you didn't hear that from me.
Didn't hear what from you.
Yeah, exactly. Grabs a bottle.
I have new theories considering Carlisle and Mrow.
Wow.
Mrow.
It's not my fault.
All together now.
Yeah. So, that is there anything else you want to ask him? Otherwise, he will take his bottle and, go back to the beer. Drink alone. He brought up some bad memories.
So he gave us information, let him drown his sorrows.
Do you have any more delicious plot for us?
I think that's a pretty big, juicy piece of plot.
No, that's true.
That's some fun to run with, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have you got that little bit from him. Was there anyone else you wanted to talk to?
Montgomery.
Montgomery?
He is the captain.
C. Montgomery Burns.
There were two other
Yes.
people. Yeah. He asked what, his secretary, he has, or his assistant actually, his aide de camp, ask you what your business is, what do you want to talk to him about.
How many synonyms do you know for secretary?
Well, it's a military secretary, so aide de camp would probably be the most appropriate term. Jesus.
Administrative aid. You missed one.
That's not, I mean, again, in 1925, it would be an aide de camp. Anyway.
I didn't write any notes about that. So anybody?
Well, he was Bumption's commander, and he was at the same site, so
I asked
some of the same information.
I asked Montgomery the exact same question.
Can't get to see Montgomery until you tell him, his aide, what your business is about.
I'm a journalist.
Okay, what story are you covering?
I'm writing a follow-up to the Carlisle expedition piece.
Oh, okay. Well, perhaps in a month. He's very busy.
That
We won't
didn't work.
be here in a month.
Shocking.
That, yeah. You could tell, but anybody with bureaucracy can tell, yeah, it's not really high on his priority list. You're not somebody with any influence.
I'm writing a follow-up to the Carlisle expedition piece because we suspect that it may be involved in anti-colonial troubles in Kenya. Maybe a component of anti-colonial troubles in Kenya.
Going to print next week. If you want to make a statement, it has to be today.
That would be... What is the bullshitting skill?
It's whichever one you.
It's called Wimpy.
That would be a spend. You would have to,
Bureaucracy, reassurance, streetwise.
That'd be intimidation
would work.
almost.
I'd love bureaucracy.
There we go.
So, Montgomery does look a little, mustache, very middle-aged British colonial military officer. Very
Kind of one that I
black-eyed.
want to stick a dynamite stick in place of his cigar.
Pretty much. Kind of person who doesn't think twice about sending young men through their deaths. Over the trench, hip hip, all that, So he says, he repeats a statement that you can tell is from basically, from memory, the same statement that he would have gave 4 years ago. It was local tribesmen, Nandi tribesmen. We found them. We executed them. We haven't found all the remains yet. We will find them and put them at rest when we can.
What specific evidence did you have to accuse the Nandi?
We found their possessions in the. We found possessions belonging to the Carlisle expedition in their huts.
So that only proved that they stole from them. Did you find weapons?
They always have weapons. They have machetes and spears.
And were they the
bows
same
and
weapons
arrows.
that killed them?
Given from the state of the body, we believe so. Yes.
Okay. Try to think of ways to spin this further. So what do you say to those who accuse the British Empire of having a hand in making sure the colonial expedition can come back? There are certain anti-colonialists that have said as much.
Well, this was 4 years ago. I don't think that those kind of sentiments were quite as popular then, and I don't. These are the first I've heard of these kind of rumors.
There's talk of a conspiracy involving the Carlisle expedition, that they were involved in some sort of global...
Utter nonsense. There's no evidence to suggest that.
Any chance the Bolsheviks are involved? No. I'm basically spinning wheels until Bill gets out.
Well, Bill might not have anything to ask either.
With a point of assess honesty, you could figure out. You could get some more information.
I don't have assess honesty.
I do. I'll spend
Really,
one.
you're a reporter. You don't have assess. Did you just spend all yours, or do you not have it at all?
I don't have it.
Oh,
That's interesting.
He's a really gullible journalist. Pretty much believes whatever he's told.
That's what
Martians are invading. You say, oh.
Yeah, I'll spend one.
This is why you get the fluff pieces.
Yep.
All right, you realize he probably doesn't have much information other than one function. He genuinely doesn't know what's happening, but he's glad to put it behind him. So this is... He might have some information in his files if you could look at... They took photos. He does mention they took photos and that kind of thing around the site. And they might have evidence or things that they kept or would have recorded before they disposed of them. But you would have to persuade them to let you access to those kind of files.
Mm-hmm. Would you mind if I had access to the photos?
Yes,
so that we could
confidential.
Point of bureaucracy?
No, you realize you're going to need some pull. You need to get somebody who's higher up on this rank to lean on him, or
that's what the point of bureaucracy was for.
Well, that was to get in the door.
No, I have another point of bureaucracy for that.
Well, for free, you know that the person you would probably want to talk to is Roger Corridon, the Colonial Undersecretary for Internal Affairs.
Oh, crap.
He is higher up than Captain Montgomery and could easily get him to compel his interest. And Roger Corridon would probably be willing to help you if you could convince him that there was an active cult or something, some sort of current threat to the people of Nairobi.
Which we can spend the cultist as anti-colonialists.
Or
blame your
as cultists.
Or frame the cultists for your actions, kind of,
Yeah.
Like, a prominent businessman's house burned down the other day. Yeah, what was that about? Yeah.
Cultists, go get them.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth it to delay the expedition to try to get some pictures?
The pictures might give us a sense of what.
Also, or you could just break in and try and steal them at the dead of night.
We also know a lot
Were pretty good
about
at that.
what it looked like, because we had multiple people tell us they were unscavenged, they were torn apart systematically, they're undecayed.
Yeah.
So we know a lot.
You might. These might be just scraps. These might be loose ends. You don't know.
I'm not going to get into the mental bluffing game of is Ross trying to dissuade us from something or trying to gently let us know.
I have to acknowledge the existence of red herrings of that guy. Yeah. I can neither confirm nor deny whether a specific thing is a red herring.
I say we vote red herring and just go on the expedition.
Well, okay. In a real-time sense, do you think this is going to cost us more than another 10 minutes? Because
yes. I do.
With bureaucracy, the thing is, if you raise the awareness of the local government about the possibility of cults, they might start looking into you as well. So,
why?
Why not?
No, I wanted to explain exactly why.
Well,
because mysterious foreigners, we're maybe not mysterious, but stumble in and say, "Hey, look at all this crazy stuff that's been happening."
Okay.
And it happened after we arrived in town.
We always happen to be nearby.
The murder of the guy found without the head.
Yeah.
The
other fire.
Just think that drawing attention to ourselves in that way is probably less than ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was that warehouse that got knocked off in Mombasa.
A bunch of workers went missing one day, more so than usual. So, yeah.
Okay.
I vote we leave.
Let me try one thing with regards to this. Okay, if I'm trying to game the system too hard here, let me know.
Sure.
But on a 0 point for Streetwise, can I get any sense of if there's anything which by spending Streetwise we might be able to use to coerce the Undersecretary?
You mean like blackmail material?
Yes,
right.
Exactly that.
Or if he needs to spend a point of Streetwise, I can spend a point of Streetwise.
I have 3 of them. I will spend them gladly. I'm just... Ross, is this a direction we can move the game in somewhat expediently, or if not, then I'll let it go?
For 0 points, actually, no, you need to make a point spend.
But something
1 point
will exist.
Well, you find out that Corridon is clean, but the police have been alerted that they are looking into the mass disappearance of 9 workers who are all, tribals who had come to the city to start working.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you got rid of all the bodies successfully. The police are now on the lookout for anything suspicious in the city.
Right.
Certainly your questions, if they go too far, could raise the alert.
Okay.
So,
Although they are colonial.
and there's nothing about Roger Corridor you can find that's remotely easily blackmailable. This isn't Chicago, New York. They aren't.
Right. Fair
They've
enough.
just.
The tribal government isn't swimming in, or the colonial government isn't swimming in corruption.
It is, but not in the way that they are. It's not like they're
not in the useful way.
there's soft money peddling and stuff like that, but there's not there's not prohibition and put hits out on people I don't like.
There's nothing actionable.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. There's nothing actionable.
Okay.
Well, if there's nothing easily known on the street. If Roger Corridor does have skeletons in the closet, they're well big.
Okay.
So
fine. I'm fine with letting it go. That's
Okay.
all I needed.
okay.
I just wanted to
Glad you
see
feel
if maybe
better.
it might be easy.
No. There are 2 other people you could contact if you want to, though, just for the sake of thoroughness. It has nothing to do with the military or the government, though. One is a medical doctor and Anglican rector who... Dr. Horace Starrett, who met with the Carlisle expedition before they left. You don't know why. And then there is a Neville Germain, who is a barrister at Government House.
Lawyers and...
A lawyer and a doctor and priest. They met with Carlisle
Walk into a
expedition.
bar.
You got that information from the Nairobi Stars files. So you could talk to them if you want to get background information about the Carlisle expedition, but that's it. There's nothing, or you could just go on. No?
I vote we go on.
Okay.
All right.
Hook up the ostrich to the cart and let's go.
All right, yes, you all take ostrich-driven carts to see various people.
I
around
demand that be the feed image.
Yes.
To the,
And I provide you the link to the picture.
If I can remember that in 6 months, I will be glad to do so.
you have a pen. You have a notebook.
Yeah, I'm not going to look that up. Here, I'll make a note. Yeah, I'll make a note.
Well, set
Am I
up
gonna check
a
my
reminder
notebook
on
in
your
6 months?
pad.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Well, no, set up a reminder. You have the iPad right there.
That's
6 months.
effort.
6 months from now.
And
Ostrich
Ostrich
card.
picture.
your tablet from
When that
her
pops
tablet
up, you're going to
now
look at that
and
for a
put
minute
pin
and
in it.
think, what's that
Ostrich
about?
cart picture.
1920s Kenya.
Yes.
Anyway.
So, you all outfit as well as you can.
Big damn gun.
Big damn guns. You do get a couple of pack animals to help with the carrying of supplies. I assume you are not taking bearers with you because out of both the idea of,
One,
Maybe-
it's racist and colonial, which I am opposed to.
well, two, no, it would impose stability costs because you're bringing innocent people
And then
in.
there's the practical reason.
Yeah, we have put it together that we might not die, but if people start dying, they'll go first.
Right, which is why it's good that Aaron's here as nails, because before we were risking stability, now we're not.
No, I'm pretty sure we still are.
If he dies horribly, yes, you will lose at least 1 point of stability.
I'll shoot, but,
Yeah, you have rifles, you have
Behind
pistols.
cover.
You could have even an elephant gun if you wanted.
I still have an elephant gun.
He can have one too. You can have 2 elephant guns.
Just probably a good idea.
What about boom boom sticks?
You can get dynamite if you want, as I mentioned before, at the Ugandan Railway, especially if you're going on a safari. That if you're going to the mountains, you could make any number of excuses why you need dynamite. Yeah. Oh, hey, we want to excavate something on the side of the mountain. Dynamite's fast. Can we give it...
Actually, can we request specifically blasting caps as well?
Sure. If you want, you have to go to the railway office and ask. So, do you want to do that?
Knock yourself out.
do you have demolitions?
Just don't do it close
Okay.
enough.
You should have demolitions. Do you have demolitions?
No.
I think we might.
It's general ability, isn't it?
It's general ability, yes, but also I was not that mercenary. I'm more of the shooty
In
mercenary,
the
not the blowing
1920s,
up
there was
mercenary.
stuff to look into expanding the railway into the mountains. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, you
There's
can
my
get.
excuse.
No one is telling you no.
Yeah,
I'm
all right,
just
so you
saying
go to the
don't
railway
get it
office.
close to us.
Clerk's there is like, can I help you?
I need some blasting caps and some dynamite for some scouting.
Okay, he hands you some forms. Just what's the purpose in general?
Geology, expedition, scouting, concerning the extension of the railway into the mountains.
All right. You start filling out the paperwork. He looks at it and says, "Oh, you're Irish."
Point of bureaucracy.
You realize you should have someone else fill out this form for you. So,
Northern
An American?
Ireland.
yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
A couple hours later, after he's
All right.
left,
With that, you can, with 1 point of credit rating, you can get a bundle of. You can either get 3 blasting. I would say 6 blasting caps or 3 sticks of dynamite, or some combination thereof.
okay.
Wait.
Somebody
6
else-
blasting caps, 3 sticks of dynamite?
Yeah.
Any
One.
combination thereof.
You have 6 points. A blasting cap costs 1. A dynamite costs 2. So make for 1 credit rating.
Somebody else is going to have to spend
I'll
the credit
spend it.
rating. I don't know.
So
Yeah.
I'll spend it. 4 blasting caps, 1 dynamite.
Okay. There you go.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
4
And I assume
BCs.
you're carrying all of it.
Yep.
So if
Unless
you
you
catch
want
on
some.
fire, you're going to have a bad day.
And we'll just
Yeah.
run far away.
No, we're not going to do the.
Head for the
we're not
watering
gonna do
hole.
The Barney,
Yeah.
the Barney Five routine.
All right. So who has the fly whisk, by the way, and who
I
has
do.
who is not what she seems? Who's carrying the?
Oh, I have the.
You had the.
You have the chameleon?
Who?
Yeah. The,
All right. Just one.
Oh yeah,
Did you come up
chameleon.
with that, or is that in the book?
That is in the book, actually.
Because I read up on them. They're called Jackson's chameleons, and you can find them in Nairobi suburbs.
Jackson.
And you figure, and just for listeners at home, please explain how you will catch flies for who is not what she seems.
Using
we're
the
just-
fly whisk, obviously.
Well, we're gonna put a little jar with
Oh, yeah.
tasty fruit and things that flies like,
Yeah.
and then put a funnel in it, and the flies will just go in to eat the food and get trapped.
It's really clever.
Alternatively, we have Bill chase the flies around with the whisk.
No.
Whisks
Little
are meant to
from
keep.
column A,
And
whisks
are meant to
but
keep
I've heard
flies
of
away
that.
from
Way.
Exactly.
Hurting them
So I
into the funnel.
create a zone where they're not, and that means flies are like an ideal gas, since I compress them from one side.
Actually, ideal gases would be another way to attract flies.
Oh, butt joke.
We are going to the Mountain of the Black Quinn. It was sort of.
Hey-oh, butt joke.
All right. Also, you still have the mirror, the dream plate, and I believe 5 incense cones.
Yep.
Are you taking those with you, or are you leaving them with old Bundari? He can
Oh.
safeguard them.
We might want the incense cones, maybe.
The incense cones, yeah, but let's not.
We could just strap them
You do
in
not
the front of
destroy the
Jeep.
mirror now, and you know it will be catastrophic in the immediate environment if you destroy it.
Ooh.
It's a big
I
boom
think
boom.
we should take it.
I say we take. Is it at least like foldable so we can?
No, it's an indestructible
Ah,
mythos
yes.
artifact. It is not
I
foldable.
bought one of those foldable mirrors.
It's on the sharper image.
Built before humans existed. Yes, no, it is not. So you're taking the mirror.
It was still a bipedal creature.
You can, if you want to, you need to use one incense cone in order to make something enough of the
Stuff.
regent to
Yeah. Reagent.
activate it. In fact, no, you have to do 2 because you have to both.
Scry on it and
See-
then nuke it.
Yeah. So are you doing? I assume you're doing that as well.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're down to 3 cones.
All right. So you take
Is
the cones
anybody
with
doing
you.
bookkeeping on that?
Yeah.
So you leave the dream plate with him, with old Bandari.
Do we want to take the dream plate?
I don't think there's going to be anything that we want to combat on the Mountain of the Black Wind by falling asleep at it.
But we might want to contact Omri on the way.
I don't feel like being asleep and gone in the other world is a good idea while we're up there
We're gonna have to sleep sometime.
in shifts.
Yeah, I'm not saying everybody goes into the dream
up to you.
plate. I don't like going into the dream plate.
If anything you leave with old Bandari, we'll be safe
Yeah.
in case of
Old Bandari has.
certain events happening. Starting with T and ending in K.
Yeah, we get
And
it.
a letter P. So,
Okay, fine. Let's leave the dream plate.
I know what this adventure is. I know what happens in this. Like, I am trying to,
Okay, you have
Yeah.
officially foreshadowed that we may all die. We got it.
At least I'm gonna die. And maybe Aaron. Actually, Aaron is for sure. And then maybe me. I may shoot Aaron.
It's not a guarantee.
How much stability do you have, by the way?
10.
Okay.
So
I have.
I don't know why you're just wanting to shoot at me. I'm protecting you at this point, and I'm just sitting on the ostrich cart smoking.
So yeah.
I don't see the downside of taking the dream plate.
I don't either.
Okay, so you're taking
Seems
everything.
relatively benign.
I seem.
Okay, so
Well,
you
his
take
point
everything.
is, if we all die, then it's gone.
If we all die, we have bigger problem. I mean,
If we all die, the game might as well end.
well, no.
There will be ways.
But-
There are ways to continue it on because
I mean,
again,
we
you
are
have the
all
mutual
wearing
friends.
threads.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, our threads. I forgot
Yes.
about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have.
Okay, we're taking it.
So
Nothing.
you weren't fired of the. Yeah,
I do have a mutual friend. He's getting drunk and a tavern.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mutual
the
friends.
kind we're talking about, of course.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So you take everything with you, but you do leave behind
Because we're
brief journals or last statements.
It's always good to be prepared.
Hypergraphia.
Yeah, hypergraphia, just in case something happens. And you start on your journey. So, do you want me to roll for the first leg, or
Bill wants to
Anybody
roll.
else?
all right?
Bill. 6.
6.
Actually, we want you to roll.
Next time I can roll. So the first, this is your first introduction into going on safari in Africa, and it is a
Sucks.
brutal introduction. It is cooler and higher climate, higher elevation, but that does not make it any easier for you. You are also carrying all the supplies yourself, except for a few pack animals, a few, I guess, donkeys, or those of you. Does anybody have riding?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a
Alright.
horse.
He's right.
The dilettante has riding.
Yeah,
of course.
you do have a few horses.
The
So
ladies are on horseback.
yeah, the men are not.
While Tchaikovsky's Marsh Slav plays in the background.
But it is it is also this. It is unseasonably warm for this time of year. This area.
Ignore the Ross.
Yes. And you do see many buzzards in the air in the distance.
Buzzards?
Yes, or birds carrion eaters, vultures,
Whatever is native to the area.
Yeah, whatever would eat dead things and flying in the air, swooping in the, circling in the air. And as you you will be able to reach the village in the morning, but you have to bed down at night in the wilderness. And as that happens, everyone give me a separate sense trouble check.
I.
Putting a point into it.
4.
With
7.
or 1.
4.
I
7.
noticed nothing.
Okay, so what'd you get? A 2? The 2.
No. You got eaten by the hyena.
Well, you were closest as you were out gathering firewood, and you hear something snap. You look out in the dark. You see 2 gleaming eyes reflecting from the fire. You've already set the fire, but it's near. It approaches you, and you see a leopard. But do you have outdoorsman or biology?
No.
All right, well, it's a scary-ass leopard, and it is looking straight at you.
It's an alien big cat.
So, what are you doing?
Do I have
Somebody tell Charles
fire?
Ford.
Like I have a torch?
You were gathering firewood, so you do not have a torch. You're just you're in the you're in
In the
there.
dark.
You're near the campsite. You're within sight of the campfire.
Do I have my machete with me?
Yeah, you're cutting off branches and things too.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a big stick in one hand and the machete in the other and make a whole lot of noise.
Okay.
Try to look large.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
All right.
Come
They
here,
call
baby.
me human feet. Did you the chick chicken boom, chick chicken boom, chick chicken boom.
Wow.
It's really too bad that this is only audio and there is no visual to go with that.
Just want the image of the leopard going.
What?
Nope, not worth it.
Somehow doing the house cat head turn. What?
All right, it will spend 3 points of scuffling to attack you.
It's attacking me?
Yes, it attacks you. Did anybody get a 5 or above?
Yes.
Okay, those of you who do that hear the leopard or hear the
also
branch breaking.
screaming.
Yeah, well, this is before you're screaming because
Oh, okay.
you draw your weapon first. You look over, you can see the leopard. Those of you who make it, do you have outdoorsman or biology?
Yes.
I have outdoorsman, but I don't have a point to spend.
I have
If you tell them, I didn't hear
So
anything,
you
but if you
can-
tell me,
the leopard is stock still for a moment. It's not acting normally. Whatever it is
It's
something.
confused by her song and dance routine.
No, there's
recording that
something
after all.
wrong with it.
Is it a purple ooze?
You cannot see from that. So, anyways, we'll go into combat. Those of you, the leopard will go first because it has a much larger pool than you do. Because
It's a
leopard.
leopard.
Anything.
Yeah, that will hit.
Slash, slice.
Yep. And then it will try and bite you as well. And it will bite you. So, yep.
It's like the bullywugs.
Pretty much.
Teach me to gather firewood.
Well,
Yeah.
you are, going against a dangerous thing. So that is a total of 6 points of damage. As it just charges into you, slashes at you, starts mauling you. You can act now.
Okay. I will use
Yeah.
weapons. I have my machete
Yeah.
to attempt to hack at its head.
That's
Actually,
probably a good
Hack
idea.
at its groin.
yeah, its belly.
All right.
I will spend 3 points of weapons.
Probably a good idea.
I would like to kill it now. That's good. 4.
Yeah, 4 still hits.
Okay. Do I need to roll for damage?
Yes, roll damage.
5.
I will say, yeah, that's 5 points of damage. It is still up, but it is heavily wounded. Blood is everywhere on the ground, all around you. You are. Give me a stability check, it is too.
Because, ow.
Being attacked by.
You are being mauled by a
Six.
leopard.
Okay, yeah, no,
No
you're,
problem.
you're fight or flight.
you've seen
Tigers are
worse.
Adrenaline.
She's seen worse on the
I
streets
really
of
have.
Shanghai.
Yeah, no, invisible blood-sucking monster from beyond time and space. It is worse. Anyway, Bill, what do you think?
I'm going to shoot it.
Okay.
I'll
+1 difficulty because, melee combat.
Don't hit me.
Yeah. I'll spend the one from my Sense Trouble,
Yeah.
because Cherry, and one from my firearms. 3?
No.
Is it
You would
the
need a
threshold
5.
for 5?
Oh, plus
because
1.
the difficulty.
Yes. But you didn't roll 1.
Well,
So you don't
unmodified
shoot
one.
Unmodified one. I could give you bad luck.
It's supposed to be a mythos.
Yeah. All right. I'll
Shoot
be.
yourself in the foot? No.
Yeah, you just missed. Anyways, who else had a 5?
I have
I have
7.
4.
All right. Margot can go next.
Okay. I'm
You're better
going
at
to also
shooting.
shoot it, and since I also get that extra pool, I'm going to take that 1 point and then add another point. So I'm adding 2.
Okay.
7.
7 will hit.
Made.
Roll damage.
3.
3 will put it down. As it,
Well, that was handy.
a bullet pierces its skull and it falls over on
Thank
its side. You're left panting and bleeding, eyes wide with adrenaline. But as you go over to the leopard, you can see. Well, what are you doing? Are you? I
Actually,
assume.
fucking Nyarlathotep.
Yeah. No, it would be a lot
Every
worse.
time.
Bad.
I looked at the sanity loss rules for looking at Nyarlathotep, by the way.
Why did you do that, Ross?
No reason. So
Spoilers, it's all of them.
He's a horrible monster.
yeah. So yeah, I assume you're probably trying to bandage yourself up or something like that.
Well, I'm assuming somebody's going to come over here and help me.
Yeah, yeah. So everyone rushes over.
Thank you.
Those of you.
And while we rush away, the leopard's partner steals all our stuff. The old bait and switch.
Wow.
Sneaky leopard.
Nobody to share with.
Is anybody examining the leopard corpse?
I will.
All right, give me a stability check.
Like a 7. I'm close to the lead. 4.
All right, you make it. You do not lose any stability, but it's you look into it, and insects start coming out of its mouth.
That's not supposed to happen.
No, like cockroaches, scuttling things. The corpse of it actually starts to visibly just sort of crumple up as a swarm of them comes. So one of you have a torch. You just sort of instinctively throw it on the actually, yeah, you give me stability check too.
Like now that I see this.
Yeah.
So
You should have said that louder.
2. You lose 2 stability. You've never seen anything like that.
what the hell's going on?
So you burn that.
Bourbon.
Those of you with Cthulhu Mythos knowledge realize that this someone changed this leopard, did something to it to make it to control it. Just as you know there are rituals to summon and bind things from beyond the stars, you could use similar rituals on creatures of this earth, only those rituals have lasting effects on the poor creatures. So someone is aware of your presence. They probably don't know exactly where you are, but they can send out things that hunt in the night. So that's a good
lot of
omen.
scary things in Africa. They could come
There's a
out
lot
of
of hunting in the night things in Africa.
Yeah, no, you really. So, anyways, are you using first aid, or is somebody going to be able
Well,
to?
can someone...
I'll
Anyone
spend... How bad off are
Do you have first aid, Aaron?
I'm on 2.
No, but I did get that point of medicine. So
Well, I will spend 2 points of first aid.
We'll heal 4
Thanks.
points.
That's all I've got.
That's
so.
fine. That helps significantly.
Yeah.
I'm on 6. I can
Yeah.
manage that.
Yeah, medicine you could use to as a 3-point first aid thing, which would heal 6 points of damage, but you don't need to do that now.
I'll
So.
save
Medicine is a thing?
Medicine's an investigative ability.
Well, mine is over here. Here's the, yeah.
Yeah. You might need that to cure diseases and things as well, too. So,
You've said disease more than one time now, Ross.
I know.
Is that you're saying about
Quit
Mother
being
Malaria?
coy. Just say what you have on your mind.
No, it's just you're going in.
although, yeah, looking at the corpse too, just
Yeah.
Zero spin outdoorsman. Is there anything I've ever seen that looks?
Oh no, nothing at all like this. There's
Too bad it's a mutant leopard
the sheer amount of insects that came out
You
of
could
the
have gotten a
leopard.
near point of credit rating off of a leopard
It
pelt.
couldn't possibly be alive.
It's highly prized.
So,
Seriously.
okay,
Physical
well,
impossibility.
I'm lying here bleeding, and you're thinking about money for a
I'm just
pelt.
saying.
now whatever this is, it's been diseased for quite a while. Yeah, get back to camp. I'll do a round.
Yeah.
What good is doing a round of shots right now? Oh, wait, never mind.
You want to do rounds of these shots? Pulling up the elephant gun.
Hey, Irish!
So the rest of the night passes. You sleep in shifts. Then you get up early in the morning with the dawn.
I take my shift off and put my clothes back on.
Yeah. So you were very close to the village, the Nadovu village. It is known to be close to the Carlisle massacre site. You can circle around it if you want to avoid it. If you do go there, you could refresh. You could get points of your survival pool back, depending on how well you negotiate with people. But obviously, if there's a lot of people there, the cult might have agents or spies among the tribesmen there. So they of course also might have knowledge of what happened or knowledge of the Mountain of the Black Wind. So that's up to you. Do you guys want to avoid it, or do you want to go in there?
It could be useful because then we could assess the regional...
Someone already knows we're here, too.
There's that.
Well, but there's
It's
also
not
like regional relations between the groups in East Africa, so we could assess who's against who and where that could help us.
Why would that help us?
Or
Against the
just terrain
supernatural
stuff.
cult.
They might know
Really,
stuff.
terrain would be more useful.
And we could sick them on somebody. It would cost us stability, but we
Yeah.
might live.
Yeah, this is true. You could always play him a different.
As I, out of
Yes,
character,
we're
think
going
like
to
a
the
British
village.
colonial.
Okay, you're going to the
master.
village.
That is it.
What's the local dialect, by the way?
There are several. Swahili is a commonly spoken
It's more on the coast.
trade language. Kikuyu.
Kikuyu.
Yeah.
Kikuyu would be more common.
Yeah, this village primarily speaks Kikuyu, but many of them speak Swahili as well. Because again, trade is between different villages is common. And Swahili is certainly a trade language.
How do you spell Kikuyu?
Exactly like it sounds.
Yeah.
Kikuyu.
Okay, I assume
It's
I didn't-
exactly how it sounds.
QQU.
Kikuyu.
Kikuyu.
It just seemed like a thing to say.
Yeah. So
No, you're right. So.
as you go to the village, you can see the people there. Greet you. You're not the first safari that they've seen, although they look a little askance at Melissa's character. Both.
I'm a little shredded.
You're also Chinese, which is something they have not seen before.
I'm a shredded Chinese.
So they, one of them greets you in Swahili. Tribal elders like, "Hello, welcome. Are you here to trade? Are you on safari?"
Anybody got Swahili?
I'll do it. I have Swahili as well.
All right.
Thank you, Nails.
Thank you, language too.
So now we're going to let Aaron do the dialogue.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we're. Thank you for your your welcome. We are currently on a journey. Journey into the deep. One of our members has been hurt. We are seeking refuge. That's like rest and supplies if necessary.
Oh, of course. Those of you, you know just because of your character looking, and those of you with anthropology or something, do any of you have anthropology?
History.
Okay.
Spreading out
priest
points is way
did.
too
Oral history, I'd allow that as well. Do
I
know
got that.
That hospitality is a big thing here, but obviously there's sort of a trading of gifts. So, with a 1 point bargain spend, you could trade survival pool for 1 point of survival pool could be used as first aid in this village. So you could heal up you spend 1 survival pool to heal 2 more points of damage, for example. If anyone else is injured, you could do that. Also, if you want to refresh your survival pool, you would have to help them in some way as a sort of gift. For example, you could use medicine to set broken bones and tell them how to cure common diseases and that kind of thing, and that would give you, I'd say, a 3 point refresh on survival pool.
They'll tell us where Ganon is if we kill all the
If you want to talk about, or you could give them. I would even allow you to use other spins if you want to do that. If it's just something, you help them, they help you. So you don't know, you haven't told them anything about the Mountain of the Black Wind, so they're just just another group of white people walking by, whatever.
What if I spend a point of geology to help them site a new well?
Oh, wow.
Good
That's
job.
actually
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, no. I love that. 3 points of survival.
Nice.
So can I spend 1 to heal?
Yes.
Thank you. I am back to normal.
So, what else? You could also talk to them, make specific inquiries about local gossip, of course, or you could bring up subject, certain keywords might trigger interesting responses. So, yeah. What you guys want to do?
Aaron, you want to ask some of the more interesting questions?
Well, you need to fill them in and ask them what to ask. So,
Yeah, I am your local interpreter.
That's true.
But
I can ask the stupid questions and have him translate.
Yeah.
while I'm pointing at you, going, "He's the one asking."
Crazy white man
Shoot
wants to
him.
know.
they don't have any guns. I would
Stab him.
Spear him.
Yeah.
So, how long ago was the Carlisle expedition thing now?
6 years.
4 years.
It was in 1919. It's 1925 now.
Okay. So that's a little long.
There's elders. There are people who would remember it.
You could ask to talk to someone that was around then.
Yeah, that's probably a good call.
So, is that what you want to ask about?
Mm-hmm.
Ask them about that. Ask them about the Nandi and what they know about them. And whether they sympathize with the Nandi or not for their own.
Interpreting.
Well, he says, well,
Good job, Aaron.
those people were killed. It is now a cursed place. It is the cursed ground. We do not go there. It is bad magic. Whatever curse was put upon those people that killed them all, it was made the ground wrong. Nothing grows there.
So you think it was a curse, not the Mountie?
Well, this is an imprecise translation. Bad magic. Something unnatural.
It's part of their belief system.
Yeah.
So.
He says there's a nearby village, and they had a great magician, the Swari village.
What was the name of the magician?
He does not know because last year Ryu, a sorceress, used her powers because this magician insulted her, mocked her powers, and so she cursed him instead. His hair's fallen out, he is blind, and he babbles like a child.
How long ago was this?
This is last year.
Okay.
So Ryu is still around. She's very, very bad.
No, she's been in the area recently is what I'm...
She is there. She is here now. She has always been here. She is always...
Really?
Yes, for a long time now.
Here in this village?
No, of course not.
Okay.
We would all be dead. We would all be dead.
So, here is in where?
There would not be a village.
So what I understand is...
It is the mountain of the Black Wind.
Oh, so you know where that is?
Yes, of course. We tell the children where it is, so they never go there.
Yeah, how's that working out exactly? Normally that's... Never mind.
Well,
Moving
I
on.
Can't translate.
So, you're not a big fan of this morale either.
Ryu. No, of
I
course
just
not.
like doing it because...
She can make our greatest magician turn into an idiot, a child.
So if we told you that we were looking to deal with the issue of morale, how would you respond?
Before we start, I'm going to stop there. What the hell is going on?
You mean
Money.
you didn't know?
For the listeners at home, Sean is making it rain in Anna's direction.
If only he had some Monopoly money.
Do you have enough money on? No, it just...
Banana leaves. Just work with me here.
Well, no, I want to know. He's getting a little bit antsy.
Yes.
Is this going to get us kicked out when you
No,
and
I
your
think this could
friends
actually-
are trying to...
This could work out well for us, I think. Possibly. We might get some help.
So, translate away under the instance that this is him asking, I am just a humble guide.
So, if we were to try and deal with this morale issue, would that be of benefit to
Do you have great magic on your side?
Maybe.
Oh, yes.
Not that. That's not magic. That's, something.
They're not that stupid.
Yeah.
I think it's great magic.
Do you
We will if we
No.
can.
show him?
We could do
Yeah.
a demonstration.
If you're powerful enough, if your magic is strong enough, it is not. Then what aid could we? If your magic is strong enough to challenge her, what aid could we possibly give you?
Well, navigation, guidance to the spot,
Her description.
her description.
She is very beautiful, even though she is old. She is.
She is she.
How old is she?
Well, yeah.
We do not know. We do not. There's always been a Rio as long as people remember. I do not know, honestly, if that is their name or a title. They speak a language that we do not understand.
They?
The bloody tongue. That is, they worship a god. It is older. It is darker. I have learned this from a great mystic, Bundari. He,
Oh, we
Nice
know
guy.
Bandari.
Oh.
Great guy.
Oh, then you know the evil thief. I look.
Yeah,
recently, a dozen men, women, and children have disappeared around here.
Oh, really? Where? Whereabouts did they disappear?
Disappeared.
Whereabouts did they... This is why I
Go
follow.
out to gather food. Men or children. Men go out to gather to hunt, or women to gather food, and children to play, and then they do not return. We track them, and their tracks disappear. It is.
Are they all disappearing in approximately the same spot? Which is what I meant by where.
No, it's different places. But it is. We have known of this when people begin to disappear. It is because the bloody tongue is preparing one of the rites, and when the night of the rite, the ritual, everyone must hide, must cower, and hope that their god does not see you. When it
How
walks
often do they perform these rites?
There is.
When was the last one?
There is one they perform every month. It is not so great, but they're performing something greater. We have heard word that there are others making trips here, pilgrimages. including other whites, are traveling. Those who travel with signs of the Bloody Tongue. It is something we have not heard of. Well, we have not seen, but we have heard stories of these great events. Well, great to them, because it will curse the land will shake, the wind will howl and shake down buildings, cattle will die, children will be born deformed. It will be a bad time for all of us. It is, but it is.
Do you know what the components they need are?
I do not know such things. I would never know.
Do you know someone who might?
No, it is unnatural. It is evil. You would know more if you have magic that you think can challenge theirs. You would know more than we do. I can reward you if you bring them. If you can find them and rescue them before they are undoubtedly to be sacrificed. We will.
And there's the bit with what we could do for them.
Yeah.
So
it is. There was another sign recently. 2 elephants were found yesterday, a few hours east of here.
Let me guess. Withering with bugs crawling out of them?
No, but the insects will not touch them. They were shredded, torn to pieces. Something, but no tracks were left around it. Something like as though a bird large enough to destroy an elephant or 2 elephants was. It is a bad sign, but death will not touch their corpses when they do not rot. Or at least the animals will not eat it. There will be another corrupt ground. All the ground is becoming corrupt around here. It is bad. Perhaps we should move. Anyway, but these are our
that might be advisable.
To
be fair, you might want to get out of Kenya altogether.
It is my homeland. I cannot get out of Kenya. It's not like I know what will happen in the 20th century, which not going to be.
Trust me, 30 years, you don't want to be here.
Yeah, this is true. But I don't know that.
Strangely prescient Irish journalist.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to ask?
Anybody else? I think we milked it. Sorry.
No, please. You should be careful. I'm sure I will not repeat what you say to others, but you never know who is listening.
Are there any supplies you could give us that might help us get through the wilderness, at least in this area?
I have no such magic. If I had such magic, I wouldn't use it to protect.
No. Magic. We're talking about animals.
I would not throw good animals away on such.
No. Avoiding animals. Clearly, Aaron is a very bad translator. So,
do you have any leopard repellent?
Anything to keep the hyenas and the lions and the leopards.
Well, you could buy one. You could.
Do you have? I think he's asking. Do you have anything to ward bad spirits away?
Well,
okay, that's a little condescending.
Well, I mean, if you want to avoid dangerous animals,
bullshit. I don't know why you
shoot an animal and poison its meat. Leave it near your campsite. The predators.
Do you have such poisons?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you sell in your shop?
Yeah. He mentioned survival pool is what he sells, but he can also give you poison.
Could you actually tell us what plant this poison is made from?
The poison plant. Moving on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, it is poison. I'm not going to Google African poisonous plants at this point.
And we'll later then tell us.
Yeah, I'll annotate it.
I could just
so the blank.
I'm having fun twisting Ross in the wind.
No,
but
maybe we could play the game.
Yes. So you get that strategy. You can use that. That'll cost 2 points of survival pool to set one up per travel increment.
So we don't have to do it right now.
You can do it anytime.
We just have it.
It's just 2 points of survival pool to set it up at a campsite.
We could also use the poison meat against something like we did before.
Mm-hmm. Sure, provided we think that'll
maybe.
Well, you didn't take any of these special poisons from Mr. Corbett's greenhouse. You used all that because you didn't make any repeat trips to the greenhouse. And the cops would probably burn the greenhouse down after they saw what was in the basement. So
From orbit. It was
Yeah.
the only way.
yeah. They got some Cthulhu Mythos points. So
Ooh,
yeah.
Good for them.
I know what my next character could
Yeah,
be.
exactly. So you have that. So do you continue? I guess at that point you continue on.
Yes.
So the next leg, you can make a slight detour to the corrupt ground if you want to, or you could just keep on heading on. It'll take 1 point of survival pool to make the detour.
Is the detour the same as the Carlisle?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the corrupt ground is where the Carlisle massacre.
Where they were found.
So it's not the
With the
elephant
bodies.
corrupt ground; it's the Carlisle corrupt.
No, it's just 2 dead elephants. You can see that. You can see it in the distance as you travel. It's 2 dead elephants, and nothing's touched. They've been torn to shreds, but it looks like other than that, nothing's touched them.
A trunk here, a tusk here.
Not even trunks anymore. It's just shredded meat, and there's bone. I mean, incredible speed. I suppose if you wanted to spend an hour, 1 survival pool point, and you had medicine or outdoorsman, you could analyze, figure out what killed it. But
Nah.
yeah. All right.
What? Everyone but Aaron knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone but Aaron knows. Yeah. So.
No offense.
No, it's actually that's my character.
We've all
concept.
seen Sean Talks in character.
Oh, no problem. So, no, in character, I'm just thinking, you guys are really weird. My feet might be going up.
I'm getting a bad feeling.
It's
about
to our
this.
benefit to kind of keep
All
it
right.
in the dark a little bit. I mean, let's be honest here.
When Cthulhu's around, yeah, that's...
It's
So-
one of those game.
As you're coming up, you do see though tracks as you're coming up at the end of the second thing. So actually, first off, let's do the survival pool. Do you want me to roll? Or do you want someone else to roll?
You can roll.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's. Wait. Okay, not
wait,
not
oh.
superstitions, but recall Ross last time.
Rolled all 6s.
Then you roll.
Yeah.
Just not
Go
Billy.
around the bend.
Yeah.
4.
That's better.
Okay, 4.
That's better than 6.
Wait, did
Much
any of
better.
you spend points to get survival pool back? You
I did, yeah.
You got 3 points through digging a well. Did anybody else do anything?
No.
So what is the survival pool?
I'm assuming we
like?
want to
It's at 12.
12.
Now.
Okay.
At net of that 4.
Okay. So after the 4, it's at 12?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's what net of means.
So, I just want to be absolutely clear for the listeners at home. So, as you're coming into the end of day 2, or travel segment 2, as you continue on, you see those of you with outdoorsmen, like the mercenary and Margot, and you, pick up on there are several groups of tracks all converging towards the mountains, taking sort of parallel paths to you.
sand
What
imprints.
could this be?
Well, there's 2 in particular. One has horses,
It does not.
and the other has people that are bound. You can tell because they're clearly in leg irons and being dragged along in some cases. So they are. So first off, are you spending the 1 point to go to the corrupt ground?
Anybody have an opinion?
No.
I would say no is your opinion, or you have no.
It takes 1 survival pool to go there.
Bill,
I mean, we're obviously plunging headlong into disaster here,
we
but
might
I
as well.
don't
You could
really
avoid death a little longer.
Well, yeah. I'm really hoping that at some point we'll randomly stumble across the things we need to not die horribly.
They do not seem to be forthcoming.
So you are.
Yeah,
Yes.
well,
All right.
Yeah.
Spend
so
one.
that takes us to 11.
11.
All right, so you're at 11. So you get to the corrupt ground, and it is as you go through. There is a lot of natural beauty. This is out of the world's tropical forests. Aberdare is uniquely temperate. Giant cedars, olives, camphors, and figs thrive here, gradually giving way to montane bamboo as the altitude rises. Undergrowth is very thick, making for slow travel off the trails. Frequently, the mountain slopes are cool and wet from mist, fog, or rain. You've come through quite a few fog banks as you travel. Many rapid streams must be crossed. Forest antelope, giant hogs, leopards, and some birds of prey you can see in the distance. But as you go near there, you can see that this place was once a mountain meadow of considerable beauty, perhaps half a mile broad. Now it is blackened, as though someone had seared the ground with a gigantic branding iron. All animal trails now skirt the area. As you hack your way through disturbing, deformed underbrush, you can see the bamboo and the underbrush begins to grow. In fact, you see bluish veins in some of the leaves.
This underbrush man was not meant to know.
Yes, it is.
Any of it
The odor hangs over the place. An odor, acrid, rotting. It is a mixture of foul things. It is, nothing. The spongy soil is black, but you can realize there's no nutrients in here. Nothing will ever grow here, as long as it remains like that. But it is a half a mile broad, so as you gaze upon it, it is a bit unsettling. No stability checks.
Thank you.
Sorry, your voice went to that normal cadence.
Yeah.
And you said the word gaze, which normally is an indicator.
There's nothing there, though. So you can analyze. You can use investigative abilities if you want to, but
evidence collection.
You do. You can use evidence.
What would we get off of evidence?
1 point of outdoorsman. So.
You can use outdoorsman.
So a point of evidence collection.
All right. So this will take this. You will. You spend some time looking around, and what you can tell from it, like I said before, nothing will grow here. Nothing is natural, but you can tell that. Okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out what exactly.
Can we tell?
Yeah. It is. Oh yeah, actually. You can see this soil is not natural to Kenya. This isn't Kenyan soil that's been transformed. This is soil from another place that's been put here. That you actually dig underneath it a little bit, like maybe a foot. And
wearing gloves.
Wearing gloves. Okay, fair enough. So you see some of the Kenyan soil. It is and some of the what would be the normal soil for this place. It's sort of seeped through. It's like as though someone had just taken the normal soil and replaced it with soil from an alien place.
Now we know what the Romans used at Carthage.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You and you actually begin to see that there are different. There actually is differences in there are differences in the soil. It's not uniform. You see there are circular groupings of this, where it looks like the soil here. They all have similar characteristics, where it's blackened and dead, but they're like different compositions or different level of how granular it is, I guess you could say. So your ideas, you start thinking about some of the books you've read, some of the tomes, some of the things you can make a Cthulhu Mythos spend.
Fine.
All right, that's 1 point of sanity.
I'm at 9. I don't care.
All right. You actually realize what happened here. In part, there's one bit of ritual hypergeometry. The gate. You can form a gate that will take you to a different time or place. Multiple gates were cast here. One massive one, and then multiple smaller ones. So it appears many people, or there were many gates to take the people to different locations, approximately at the same time. And this overlay created. So the soil Also, you realize the gate will affect the soil of whatever it's cast on. It will just destroy whatever's around it. There's sort of a residual effect on it.
If I can tell the number of gates, does the number of gates correlate to the number of people in the Carlisle expedition?
You see that there are...
I think we knew the number of bearers and could subtract.
Well, the bearers were the ones that were dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Subtraction.
There are 5 primary gates.
And the big one.
They're all inside the larger gate. So with outdoorsmen, you look. There are some impressions in the soil. You actually realize. You give me a stability check.
Yay! No. 4.
Okay. The erosion's not happening. Like this place, there are.
The storm should have. It's like
Yeah.
out of
Especially
topsoil gone.
This should have. This has been here like this since the wind does not affect the soil here. Like it is because you can see their impressions here that are clearly from when the African rifles came here, took all the bodies back to Nairobi. But
and actually, time-wise, how long ago was that?
6 years ago. It's very unusual. But then you realize there are two massive. At first, there's like sort of a very large, but not very deep crater, maybe like a foot deep, something like that. But it's very gentle, so you wouldn't notice it. And you look at it, and it has sort of an odd pattern. It's not a uniform crater. There are bumps and ridges and that kind of thing in it. But then you look over at the other edge of the corrupt ground, and you can see a matching crater that is almost identical to this one.
So, what were you looking for here exactly?
Nothing exactly.
Yeah, it's just where the Carlisle expedition went missing.
So anything.
Why?
What do you
got?
see?
What you got?
Well, I'll just
shoot us all.
I'm in preparation of you
Doesn't have
shooting
enough.
me. He knows. But
Doesn't have an automatic weapon. You at least get one round.
you get a chance.
Could only kill one of us.
Anyway,
No, sitting up.
what you see?
Well, it just seems odd that we have footprints of. I see.
These craters are like
the fresh footprints, but should have been washed away years ago.
blown away by the wind.
Yeah.
Either.
That or washed away or blown away because this is still pretty not that covered. But also, what I don't. I've seen rocks fall. I've seen meteors fall from the sky before, but they've never made dents like those.
Oh yeah, it's easily 50 feet across. By the way, each crater.
So, your theory on this local magic?
Can we tell if there's been any disturbance other than the people that took the bodies away?
And whatever made two.
A few. It's hard to. Well, you can't really. How would you tell?
Well, like I mean, there's like footprints. And
Yeah. There's
are there
footprints
other
and animal
footprints
tracks, like where they pulled in.
How would you tell the
That go a
difference
different
between
way.
footprints?
Yeah.
Well, the ones are going to go back to the Nairobi, and
There are,
they're separate,
like that's
they're
on the
probably
south
gonna
side
go
of the
to-
crater, near towards Nairobi. Like they came in from where Nairobi's close. Yeah, there are a few on the other side that seem to look like around the edge, like someone's surveying it and walking back
Are they
closer to the man.
barefoot?
Barefoot. So there are a few. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you don't have to make any points, but there were. It looks like at least at one point someone came here and just looked at this place. They didn't walk very far in it, but they just kind of looked at it.
Did they head back
There's
to
also
the-
actually there is one person. There's another small group of
on the
just
other
one
side.
set of footprints. Actually, very similar. Maybe the same person who went to each crater and looked at it, and then walked to the other one. Right, so that's as far as you can tell.
Where do those footprints go? Do they come from Nairobi too?
No, they came mountainside.
From the mountain.
In fact, actually, very unusually, they went right to the edge of the crater and then, like, kneeled. You can see impressions of knees.
So somebody came down, pet the Shantax a little bit, and then went back up to the mountain.
Yeah, that's one interpretation.
There's other interpretations.
Yeah.
So you're thinking this is a gateway for a non-human?
No, I think this is where they slept. Remember the big house-sized birds on the island in England?
Yeah.
Things big enough to pick up an elephant, shred it to pieces, and then drop it?
I will give you guys a bonus of because you've investigated now. You're a bonus of 3 points. Actually, I'd give it 6 points on anything related to fighting the cult of the Bloody Tongue. You've seen their handiwork now. You
BT pole.
yeah.
Or, maybe they summoned the two Shanta. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was being pithy saying it petted them.
So,
Yeah.
since Sean and I were watching that ritual on
Yeah.
the island,
Yes.
we recognized anything that would make us think of that ritual?
Good one.
You don't know enough about that bird-like thing, that giant flying thing, to know what it would look like when it landed. You're too far away to see it, but that it could be. You can't rule it out.
He's got the door out. Or...
No.
If he goes back over.
Yeah. He. You do see that this was not like a ritual. Hey, Charlie.
It was Charlie all along. Game over.
Yeah. Dogs wandering around. Well, yeah, it doesn't look like actually a ritual site. You don't see the kind of people running around. They were in a frenzy when they were in that thing, and you don't see like people. It looked like the people were just slaughtered where they were, like by something. Yeah, you don't know.
On the other hand,
but
jumping from cult leader to powerful mythos sorceress. So, maybe she just came down here and just flat out gated 2 of them in.
or they were killed by the creatures, and then the survivors gated out. So, or some of them gated out, and some of them
Survivors, prisoners, whatever.
Yeah. There were multiple gates, though, so that much you can tell. Anyway, so yeah, you have.
So we're boned.
Well, we already knew that.
Conclusively learned.
All right. So you leave the corp ground. You don't want to make camp here.
No, let's make camp here. Let's see what happens if we make camp here, Ron.
You can do that. The rest of us...
We'll be a few miles away.
It's called sarcasm.
But as you make camp, you can see very far in the distance. You see 2 fires in opposite directions, and you realize those are like one, the people who had taken captives and leg irons, and the other one was the other expedition who had horses. You keep your campfire very small or non-existent.
Cold camp.
Yeah, cold camp. As you kind of shiver in the dark. But that's why it took 4. There's no...
In the unseasonable warmth.
Well, now it's starting to get cold. As you're starting out, it was very warm, but now as you get closer to the mountain, it's getting colder.
Elevation. Weird.
Yeah, weird. It's so you see them. In the distance, you can hear screams or shouts. Yeah, voices carry, but they sound weird that far a distance. They're barely within your line of sight, or barely able just to see the little orange specks of their campfires. They clearly are not afraid. They're not trying to hide their presence.
Do they look like signal fires?
Well, they're not. No, they're not like bonfires or anything like that.
Okay.
So they look like
dust
campfires.
blinking fire.
Yeah, they're campfires. So you realize, though, if you're all they're heading to the mountain as well. So if you want to try to, but they are spread out. If you want to, you can either try to avoid both parties, or by staying in the middle in between them. Basically, the safari with the horses is on your left, and let's just call them slavers, are on your right. You can stay in between them and try and stay hidden from them. That'll take you additional +1 survival pool as you're, cold camp and trying to be a little more cautious. Or you could try to intercept one of the paths, or you could back out and try and take a wider swing around at the mountain, which would take +2, but it would be safer. If you want to intercept one of them, you could try to ambush them before they get onto you, or you could, those of you with a cult, you realize if this is some cult meeting, and if there's Europeans on safari and African tribals all going to the same place, but they might just assume you're cultists too. So,
Unless we happen to know some of them.
Maybe we tried to kill him.
We are world travelers now.
This is true. These are the kind of risk you have to make. So,
Anybody have an opinion?
They're both bad, I'm sure.
the safari
four
is
options.
smaller. Is a
No, I
smaller
meant the
group.
groups, so intercepting either of them I don't think is a good.
But the slavers, it's a larger party, but obviously you don't know how many of them are slaves and how many of them are
On the other hand,
actually.
if we broke the slaves loose, we might, reinforcements.
Yeah.
Well, and
We kind of said we would.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say go for the slavers.
Yeah.
Because most of them are probably going to be slaves.
And if we let some of them go, maybe they can help us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They might want to save their family and such.
Once in the distance, you think you hear a gunshot.
And
I don't know. You also know the cultists of Nyarlathotep do not exactly work. There's a bit of infighting, so
Hopefully they're killing each other.
Yeah. But if they wouldn't necessarily oh God, so cultist Bob's in danger. Let's all go to help him out. So if you raise an alert with one group, you're not necessarily going to have the entire swarm descend on you. Yeah. So do you want to break? Well, you all get a little bit of rest because you can only go so far. And you got a full day of cultist killing ahead of you.
So what do we get?
Nothing. You don't lose anything else. So, but you wake
That's
up.
still getting something.
Yeah. So you wake up shortly before dawn.
Take that, entropy.
And what is your plan? Is it are you just going to try and sneak up on the slavers and take them down, or
Maybe let's
try and run?
scout.
All right.
Maybe not commit the entire group until we know how bad an idea this is.
Okay.
We
See
did
what
hire
we
a
see.
mercenary.
Send him to scout.
Huh?
Send him to scout.
You're surprised that there's slavers around. That stuff was the British Empire actually did kind of do their part to stamp all that out. So by 1925, yes.
That's
Yeah. Anyway. So
mostly.
yeah.
Moving on.
Anyway.
Nails was supposed to know the terrain a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So it might be easier for him to.
You have been in this forest before.
Okay.
Aaron, did you stat out any stealth?
Oh, yes, I have stealth.
If you're horrible at it.
No, I'm stealth. I'm stealth.
Okay.
But I'm sitting here like, okay.
You're supposed to act before you think.
Bam. What? So, all right. Before this, we might have we have been talking about it, but a renegotiation of my pay.
Really, in the middle of all of this, you want to talk about money.
Protect you on your way to wherever.
If it's that big a deal, I'll go.
Well, you actually figure out where they're going because they had to tell you, or they mentioned the Mountain of the Black Wind in the village. So you're going to the Mountain of the Black Wind, which you've heard of. You thought it was superstition. It's just like some name for,
Some weird.
Yeah.
Fine.
Local color.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll scout out, see what's going on. Okay. Make you happy.
We don't expect you to start fighting anyone.
All right, Aaron, you will get 2 stability points if someone spends a point of credit rating on you.
I don't have any.
anymore.
I've got 2 left. Do
Don't.
we want to spend it?
We have 2 points of credit rating among us all. No.
Don't. Not worth it.
All right, Aaron, make a stability check.
Show faith in me. 3.
You lose a point of stability. They
Thanks,
should be paying
guys.
you more. Why are you doing this? You're not getting paid nearly enough to go take out slavers.
So it was all bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
Big craters and animals full of bugs. I don't understand any of this.
All right, they're moving. You know that they're moving far more slowly than you are because they have some people who aren't so eager to get to their destination. So you can easily stealth ahead of them, but you will have to make a stealth check.
Okay, so we spent 2 on it.
You'll have to make a separate one to get out too.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm conserving it. So
All right.
let's see how this goes. 3.
All right.
We should have him roll the stock pool.
All right. As you were approaching them, it was a 4.
I know, just pretty rough.
They do have a rear guard, and there is one man who is Actually, kind of horrifying. He is a local but he's wearing a bit of a human skin necklace with a weird occult symbol on it, carved in blood. It's just recent. He took it out of someone's back.
Son of a bitch.
But you actually muttered that, and he turns over and looks and whispers something in Swahili. He's like, "Who's there?" And he has a bow with him. He takes it out. So what are you gonna do?
How far is he away?
About 20 feet.
And does it look like there's anybody else around with him?
Yeah, he's at the end of the pack.
Well, I didn't know if he was in the pack, if there was actually other people.
He is He's a little farther back because he's the rear guard.
And can I see if the ones in front of him are actually slaves or other parts of the slavers?
They're slaves. The nearest guy to him looks like about 30 feet ahead. So if you could kill him silently with a bladed weapon, something not gun, you could prevent him from raising the alarm.
Yep, gonna knife and try to get him. So
that would be weapons.
All right. So
to throw that knife.
So I'm going to spend 3.
All right.
Good call.
9.
All right. I'll say that's a critical hit.
Yeah, because it is.
Yeah. It strikes him straight in the throat. He gurgles and
collapses. Did it go through the necklace?
The necklace is like over his chest, or the skin flap is over the chest. So, but it's like it's not a choker. It got right in the throat. So he falls over, quite dead. The slaves notice that they look wide-eyed at you.
Just putting my finger on my lips and crouching quietly to get my knife back.
Okay.
We're here.
No, well, they're moving ahead, so you need to make another stealth check to get your knife back. Because he's in plain sight.
Damn it. 2. Four.
Okay, you get up to him. You take your knife out. There is...
That's not an anime character.
Yeah, it doesn't explode. Not Fist of the North Star. So, up ahead, 30 feet ahead of you, the nearest slavers whispers, he says, "Hey, come on, tell him to pick up the slack. We need to get there by nightfall." And he starts turning towards the back. And then up ahead of him, you can see there's a gaggle of, you see 6 more altogether. So, you either need to drag the body out in the bush, so he doesn't know what happened. The slaves will kick dirt over the blood stain. Or you can try and repeat your knife throwing thing. But then there'll be 5 more slavers that will,
probably see the other corpse. So.
The other 5 are clustered up together. If you take one of them out, regardless of method, the other 4 will know. But this guy is the last straggler.
I will go ahead.
You could just run and hope you outrun.
Yeah. I'm going to drag the body away, but also make sure that I take the necklace with me because...
Yeah, it's on the body.
Yeah, the weirdos might be able to tell me what the hell this means. Athletics? Okay. Yeah. I can do that.
I just started running.
I'm glad it was 3. That's a 4.
All right. With 4. You barely managed to get over the side. He looks over. One of the slaves, fortunately, says, "Oh, he went into the bush to piss."
Use the bush.
Yeah. He says, "God damn it!" He yells out, and so hurry up! We're not waiting for you. And so you probably have a couple minutes before they realize he's gone.
Necklace. Woo.
All right. I will say you.
That's how all mercenaries go.
Yes. You get back there. So you get back to the group. So there's 6 guys left. They're going to be on alert now because one of them's dead.
6. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron. Yeah, there were 7. Aaron killed 1. So, but they will be on alert now. So
a bunch of the sick freaks. One of them was wearing, obviously, somebody who else he had skinned, and throw down the necklace.
It is a sign of the bloody tongue. Looks like one of the slaves was a little disobedient. So, at this point, you guys don't need to make stability checks for that kind of thing. You're
benevolence.
Inured.
Yeah. So, there are 7 so there's 6 cultists left.
Is it night or day?
It is day. They're going through thick undergrowth, though, so,
And they said they want to be there by nightfall.
They want to be there by nightfall. You are getting. This is the last leg of the journey, so.
Well, at their pace.
Yeah, at their pace.
We're doing better.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're moving. You know that. Well, you don't know how they're going to be forming now that they know one of them is dead.
Right. Certainly not going to help them go faster.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, as shortly after you get back and you tell them that information, you hear screams coming from ahead.
And that would be them. It's like finding their buddy. I still have no
Or
regrets.
torturing the slaves.
Or torturing the slave for lying.
That seems more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Money to assuage the guilt.
5 of us, 6 of it, about the normal odds. Shall we do this?
Yeah, I have an elephant gun.
You can make a group stealth test to try and get a better positioning before
I'll
you.
throw a point at that.
Yeah, I'll
Me
spend
As
it.
will I.
All right, who's rolling?
I will.
At a what? +4?
Plus
Plus 5.
Plus 5.
Everybody's in.
They are.
We'll make this.
9.
Okay, you do make it. It was a 6, but so it's not like a critical success, but you succeed.
We are the dusk.
You basically
Not quite the night.
you are the undergrowth. You
Name of my high school punk band.
the easiest way is for all of you basically to get on the left side and move up within pretty good firing distance, range distance.
Elephant guns have pretty good range.
Yeah, I
for
know.
obvious reasons. So
There are 6 cultists left. 3 of them are easy shots. They're on your side of the column. There's the main slave column, and then there's 3 cultists on your side. There's other three cultists that are on the other opposite. So those are far more difficult to shoot at, assuming you give a shit about the cultists, or I mean about the slaves. So yeah,
We probably should.
yeah.
What with objective and all.
So
Possible
you can
stability
all,
gain.
if you want to get across to the other side, that will be another stealth test, or to have some of you, because they're on alert and watching each way. So you'd have to wait until they're looking the other way and then run across to get to the other side.
You know, if we hit them hard from one side, I like 3 on 5. I think we can handle that.
yeah.
Let's just ambush them hard from the one side.
and you could try, you could just take aim shots and try and shoot through the slaves.
Yeah.
Let's worry about the 3 that are on the side
Okay.
that we're on first, and
They
then
might come and attack us. You
Yeah.
never know.
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
Then it doesn't matter.
exactly,
They're either going to come attack us or run like hell.
or beat
So-
on the slaves.
Well, but how many slaves are there?
There are 15.
So there's 3 of them. We'll have killed 3. They're only going to beat on maybe 3. So
Right.
we've got some time.
I'm just saying it's a thing that might happen.
Yeah,
Or
but
they might all summon fire vampires and we die horribly.
Fire
not.
what?
Fire vampire.
it's a
Exactly
really
what it
good
sounds
It's a
break.
like.
vampire that's on fire, obviously.
Singed a bit.
Anyway, all right. So so this is your
Pretty
ambush
much.
round. You're all on the left side.
Strong side.
Yeah. So I'll just go from left to right and ask what your action is.
Okay.
Melissa, what are you going to do?
I'm going to shoot at one of them.
All right. How many points are you going to spend? Are you shooting one on the left side or the right side?
On our side.
All right.
I will spend 2.
All right.
Did I get a 5?
Yes, that totally hits.
Okay.
Roll damage.
2.
All right. You wing 1. I will start taking track of hit
The
points.
elephant gun, I'm assuming, has more damage.
Oh yes.
That's what it does.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah. So shall we basically tactics this as elephant gun, everyone else?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'll shoot at the one she shot at.
Okay.
4.
That totally hits.
1.
All right. He's wounded again. Okay.
Ow,
They
bullets!
have more than 3 hit points. You found that out.
So I'll spend a point of firearms.
Okay.
3.
That hits.
Okay.
Yay, hit thresholds.
And roll damage.
Normal
Yeah, let me look it up.
things. Aaron's got it right there.
4 is what I rolled.
I have a list of guns. Let me see if the elephant guns.
It's going to be under heavy.
I only got the condensed rule, so it only gives me a minimum.
Oh.
Unless
Let's see here. I will say it's a Holland & Holland Double Express 600 elephant rifle.
Nice!
Does +2 damage. Next round action must be an athletics test to remain upright.
So he gets 6 because I rolled a 4.
So you hit. Were you hitting the same one that they were?
No.
All right. He falls down. He's quite dead.
Yeah, that's what. And he falls
Yeah.
like 10 feet back.
Yes, the
Less
slaves
fall,
are
more
screaming.
fly.
He goes through the slaves. They start screaming and scattering a little bit. They are tied together.
So it's not really scattering. So
But yeah.
it's like,
They try. It's okay, they try.
And
I'm going to also fire at
The winged one.
the what one?
the winged one.
wounded.
Wounded.
Well, wing. Yeah.
Winged.
You go
Bill
for
and
Wingus,
Melissa
I'll
both.
go for Dingus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill and Melissa
so-
wounded one.
Point into that.
Okay.
So I got a 4 there.
4 hits.
Just the Charlie.
6.
Square in the forehead.
So elephant gun, and.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, if we were just hanging out, I
Yeah,
wouldn't know
more
why
like
she
Annie
was
Oakley,
born.
am I right? All right, so.
Yeah, nobody's
Every
made that
single
comparison.
RPG game, she's like the sniper with the heavy duty hits.
Finally, Aaron. There's one guy left on your side.
Spending 2
Okay.
on mine. It's John Lee Hooker time.
Yeah. You're using the elephant gun, yeah?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, totally is.
All right, and damage. I can keep it on the table. 4
Plus 2.
plus 2, so 6.
Yeah, he's dead.
Also dead, also flies.
Kaboosh.
Boom, boom, boom.
So there are 3 left. They don't act because they were surprised this round. So now we're going into normal combat. So now it's in the action of highest pool first. They have weapons 6, so they are going to be doing weapons things.
Unless they're stabbing cultists, they'll have to close to us.
They can throw spears.
Point.
Yeah.
So,
You guys have to make athletics
is it
checks.
any pool?
Whatever pool your action is. So,
Well, my athletics is 10, and I'm going to have to move a little bit closer, right?
You
yeah.
have to remain standing. You
From
have
the
to make
elephant.
an athletics check to
Oh,
remain standing.
You can do that and move if you make a difficulty 3 athletics check.
Okay.
On top of the
No, that's
normal
yeah,
athletics check.
For the elephant gun.
well. If you're just moving, you're not. If you want to get in the melee range and stay upright, that'd just be a difficulty 3 athletics check. There's not like a huge amount of running. There's not that much distance between you guys.
Okay.
So first, yeah, you're at difficulty athletics 10. You're going first. So roll that.
I'll spend 1 since
Okay.
I'm making 3, and I get 2.
All right, you're knocked down. That's your action. Holy crap! This is a hell of a weapon.
This is a novel experience!
Wow!
Aaron, what's your athletics pool?
8.
All right, let's see how you're knocked down.
Go ahead and spend 1 just to make sure.
You know what? I'll give you an additional +1 because you're a mercenary. This is like your thing, so
Okay.
don't roll a 1.
So,
All right,
5.
you stay up, so you can maneuver around this round too.
Or, because they're behind the slaves, right?
Yeah, the
So-
slaves are trying to scatter. They're trying to go prone, but yeah, they are on the other side of the slaves. So if you want to, you can't shoot this round with this weapon.
But I can move in to get into range again.
You're already in range. If you want to, you could get in the middle of the road behind the slaves so that you have a clear angle on them that's unobstructed.
Okay, so...
Please don't shoot the innocents.
No, I'm not trying to.
So is that what
I mean,
you-
odds are with
Alright.
an elephant
So
gun,
that's
you
athletics.
can-
So you just
Take it like a boss.
You take it like a boss and go in the middle of the road, take a kneeling shot. So you're clear of the slaves. It'll be difficulty 3 to hit you in the next round.
Okay.
Assuming they don't take them as hostages.
Okay.
Human shields. All right. Who else has a pool above 6?
Weapons and 8.
Yeah. All right. Are you shooting again?
Yes. Before I do, or as I'm aiming, can I shout, everybody flat?
They are getting flat.
Oh, they already are?
Yeah, they're panicking. 2 elephant guns went off
Okay. Well, what
right
are the
next to them.
also,
And 2 people like parts of their butt, like their chest cavities are just now empty. Like they know what.
I didn't know if they were like trying to run around or what they were doing.
No, they're also some of them were trying to run, but then they just fall because they're all tied together. So
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot.
it won't be as difficult as last round, but it will be more difficult because some of them are moving around, and now the cultists are aware of you as well. So
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot one of the cultists.
okay,
Put 2 points into it.
all right,
So that's a 6.
that totally is. It's not a critical. 6. Jesus. 2 for two. She's going 100% accuracy.
Elephant gun, and.
Yeah.
I forget, are we double dipping cherries? We started with the NBA ones, and then we moved to these, but I forgot if you were giving us both.
I'll give you both. I mean,
okay, because the sense trouble cherries always act on your sense trouble.
Okay, yeah.
Pool,
I love that.
rating. So I'm at 8.
Yeah.
Shoot or go pile into them. Sorry, you were saying things about the shooting difficulty. Is this a harder shot?
It is. It won't be as difficult as it was last round because they're moving down, but like some of them are bobbing, some of them are they're in a panic. They don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna run over and clobber one of them.
All right, I love that. Make scuffling or weapons.
Scuffling.
All right, make a scuffling check.
All right, I'll spend 2 for 7.
All right, that not quite a critical.
Yeah,
but
brass
it hits.
knuckles.
Yeah.
1.
You kind of trip into
you slapped me.
Slaver slap.
You gotta open it. Melissa, do you have?
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to use
What tool are you using?
at 8.
No.
Weapons
Okay,
at 8.
yeah.
So I will run over with my machete.
You didn't spend any points though. You didn't say.
I didn't say it. You're right.
So a 2 would miss.
I missed.
All right.
Shwing.
Still a little sore.
Yeah, from the whole
That
leopard
leopard.
thing. Yeah. So the remaining 2, one will retaliate, and he will spend 2 to stab you with his spear because spear. That will be a 4.
Okay.
That will hit, and I believe it just does this D6.
Okay.
For 6,
5.
because you have the gangster vest.
Yep.
So-
Which I will put some effort into. Or wait, I did that, didn't I?
Yeah.
I think I did.
You. Yeah, that's not
I
big
did
deal.
things.
Yeah.
Satisfied your plot requirement.
The last one screams out and attacks Anne because you're in melee.
Over
You
Melissa.
made me.
Yeah, or Melissa.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. And he didn't spend any points, but he got a 4. But that probably would hit you.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I forgot to say. So he will D6. You'll take 4 points. He stabs at you. Right in the leopard wound. Oh man. Good thing you have those bandages and bulk discounts, so you're just going through them. All right, so new round. Now the shots will be very difficult because they're in melee with other people.
I get up.
You get up. You did no. That was your action last turn to get up, I guess.
I thought my action was to fall on my ass.
Oh no! Yeah. You lose this action too. So yeah. If you fail your check, you lose 2 actions. So
Since.
So
it's a hell of a thing. Aaron, you do have a more difficult shot because the remaining 2 guys are in melee with other people. So you could make him weapons attack by just running up and
Butt stroke him.
What's the difficulty on this?
it's more.
He's not going to tell you. It's more than it was.
Yeah.
And if you roll a 1,
This
Then
is where
you
some of the
should up
tension in the game comes from is the uncertainty.
Don't shoot us.
No, but I have firearms 12, so
You probably want to hold on to that too. What is that?
Kazakh chocolate.
All right, sure.
all right, sure.
We'll have to break
We're
them,
gonna have to
but
split.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Anyway,
Split him in halvesies.
All right.
except
so,
for the DM.
So it will. So would I have
Share with
to?
them.
My turn just be moving in range this turn and then waiting to shoot next turn.
Hates chocolate.
you could aim.
It's great for me.
Okay. So
Aaron.
Which one do you want to aim at?
thank you. I will go ahead and aim at the one attacking Melissa.
All right.
Thank you.
So you
don't
will be
need
able to negate that penalty on your next shot.
You knew when food was around.
Yeah, this is really bad for dogs.
Please don't feed it to the dog.
No, I know. That's fine.
Well, look, you got a strip of bacon. Or bacon dog.
All right, so Sean acted, Aaron acted. Who's acting next? Anne?
Sure. So, when you said it was more difficult, that's just for firearms or for weapons and firearms?
Just firearms. If you run up and beat them with a weapon, that's fine. That's just melee. You're just going all Braveheart. It's just trying to shoot someone while they're
Yeah, well, there's a lot of movement.
Yeah.
And such. Well, I have a lot I could put before. I'll just shoot him again, and I'll add 3.
okay.
So 8.
And the Terminator over here.
5.
Raquel's the one that Bill slapped. So
Tag crit. What? Boom!
Slap man.
I will switch over to the other one then.
yeah,
Is that the last one?
that is the last one.
Spend a point of scuffling. To make a 3.
Total?
Yeah.
No, that would hit.
I was going to say that's been their hit threshold the entire time.
Yeah.
2.
All right. There's one.
That's okay. Anne will be there soon.
Right, but it's a little hard to knock people out with
Melissa?
bullets.
Are we trying to take this guy hostage?
Machete
not?
time. I will add 2. Yeah, 8.
That's critical.
Check.
So he's pretty done.
Yeah, he's dead.
Does he have to be dead?
Or he's out. He's bleeding out. You would have to spend a point of first aid or medicine to keep him alive.
Worth it?
And he is a cultist of the bloody tongue. He is probably a fanatic.
I'm probably not
We
going
have-
to give us anything.
We have ways of dealing with fanatics.
Okay, yeah.
What was
Killing
the
the
one guy,
gun in
right?
their
Don't we?
wound?
No, the mirror. Remember, normal death doesn't do anything for them,
Yeah.
but threaten them with horrible mythosy death.
All right,
They
yeah.
do stuff because they're excited about it?
No, because that's the only thing left that actually scares them.
Good point. Good point.
That's how things have operated.
So that would be a
thus
point
far.
of first aid or medicine, or 2 points from your survival pool.
I mean, if we don't want to, I guess, but
If you guys don't have,
information.
yeah. If you guys
Might
kind
be
of,
I'll
hard.
spend a
At this
point
point.
of first aid. That's fine.
all
I'll
right.
keep him alive. I slash him and then,
The
press
rest
on
of
the wound.
you,
Slash him and
on
patch him.
Start
freeing
cutting
the slaves.
Are you from village?
Yeah, Nadova.
So, and asking them where they're from. So,
Some of them are from the village.
are they mainly speaking Swahili or?
Kikuyu, but yeah, some of them speak
uh,
Swahili.
Speaking languages you have,
I have-
so
yeah.
there.
I have.
They thank you profusely. They are overwhelmed. They can't believe that you guys would rescue them. They're shocked and amazed and grateful. So
You want to come with us and help us fight?
actually, there is a young man who would be willing to fight if you want to enlist a. Yeah,
An NPC we can use as a PC later.
he actually volunteered.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right. He
we're
can
in the
come.
middle of Africa.
What's
we
his
need
name,
to bring...
Ross?
Cannon fodder.
No.
Back up. Characters.
We are the cannon fodder. You are the primary cannon fodder. But
Let's see.
Thanks for playing, Aaron.
Let's see here. Sorry, I gotta find. There's the whole thing on like good names for characters in the mask.
I'm giving you a chance to use this thing that,
I know.
I'm so
I have
excited
it.
about.
I know. It's awesome. That's why I flip it up. So you guys can continue talking.
talk amongst
Well,
yourselves.
can we ask the people we freed if they heard any talk among the
Period.
capturers? Like,
What have they been saying?
yeah, like, have you overheard conversations?
Yes.
What were they going to use you for?
Yeah.
The sacrifices. They were eager to tell
That's
us
kind of
about
what I
that.
figured.
Because there is a
They were
great,
monologuing.
glorious ceremony coming. Where?
When are they doing the ceremony?
In 2 nights.
2 nights only.
Yeah.
Something having to do. I'm guessing this has to do with this black mountain.
Mountain of the Black,
Black Wind.
Yeah. Cult of the Bloody Tongue? Yeah. Meow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's around here somewhere.
They said that this is a there's a great ceremony once in a millennial kind of thing, once in an age, that their god will soon have a son, who will
Mazel tov.
soon be ushering in a new age, and so they must be here. The faithful from around the world are coming to pay homage.
It's the Olympics.
Yeah, and no, it's not nearly as corrupt as the Olympics. So,
They can actually agree on a spot to
Ross,
place it.
Yeah.
an Olympics-themed Cthulhu game.
So Sochi.
yeah.
So much Sochi.
I actually kind of did one with the shard. which, you know...
Oh god, the shard.
The shard.
Or go for the double gold, Ross.
Yeah. Well, that was an Olympics theme. I can't find this.
That's what I can think of.
Actually, Ross, while you're looking that up, I might take Charlie on that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can take a quick break. I kind of want a little more tea anyway, so we'll be right back.
He cudgeled to you.
Kamante, a young tribal...
What's his last name, Ross?
Doesn't have a last name.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He has a tribal name. So it's the same as the village.
Yes.
Kamante Village.
Kamante Nadovu village is a young hunter and would like to get revenge on the cult that's been plaguing his people for his entire life.
Now I have
Thanks
both
for
a
joining
replacement
us.
character and a drive.
Yep. So he
Does he have any friends that want to tag along?
none that are that brave, or that haven't been beaten so badly. These slavers were smart. The younger males have been mostly pretty savagely beaten, or to keep them from running away or trying to fight them. Kamante was just lied to them, so a coward to them to try and conserve his strength, waiting for his one escape, or waiting for a chance to escape. But then you guys showed up. It's
So
like,
points and
Hey,
flat.
here's your chance.
yeah, points of flattery. So he even speaks a bit of English because he's thought
Okay.
about going into the city
Noted.
to get work.
You really think you're going down first, Bill?
No?
It's just
No, he hasn't gone down yet, but
so everyone can regain
Just a contingency.
3 stability for rescuing these people.
that's what I
You
thought.
did that.
I had 1 sanity.
And 1 sanity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what was going to happen to them.
Dang it.
That's true.
I haven't spent any sanity lately.
Don't
I've spent 1, and I got it back.
Good job.
Return on my investment.
don't worry about that.
Breaking
I had all
even.
my stability. Just been getting beat up this round.
Okay.
Yeah. You've just finished. You're on your 3rd travel increment. You can see the mountain of the Black One in the distance, and you should leave soon. You take care to hide the bodies in the undergrowth because the cult will be. They may not be 100% unified, but they'll know if outsiders.
This is
kill
the
these-
caravan line.
Yeah. And the others are, leave. They think they can get back on their own. They're healthy enough to do that. And there are some that are in good enough health that they can, hopefully, they take their weapons and stuff like that. So,
They also know the area better than we do,
So they will hopefully be able to get back on their own. You could give them survival pool points if you wanted to, but that is...
Isn't this their home?
yeah,
That'd be
well,
fun.
Can they give us any survival points?
They were probably stripped of them.
yeah, they take what they can from the slavers and make their way back. So you continue on. So this will be the 3rd travel segment.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of... No.
Okay. Good.
Never mind.
I assume you dragged them in the undergrowth, kicked dirt over the blood stains, and you didn't drag them too far.
We do
off.
ask the slaves to help us with that.
Well, yeah, there's 15 of them. That doesn't
Yeah.
take very long. But
Charlie.
burying the bodies would take too much effort.
Right.
Really hiding them well would take a survival pool point.
I think I'll probably eat them tonight anyway.
Yeah, they weren't killed. They were killed by you guys.
Yeah, not-
you guys are natural. You guys
Not
aren't.
Gates or Shantax.
Yeah, so you're fine.
Although the elephant gun should have not left a nice big cavernous hole.
Exactly.
It looks like a...
Yeah, the driver ants will be able to eat
Yeah.
them. So you, so someone needs to roll for the survival pool.
Any volunteers, Aaron?
Aaron,
You're going to regret this.
we've regretted every decision we've made so far.
I'm not going to look. That's 6.
Really?
Yep, that's
Wow.
the Gen Con die. Gen Con 2010. Thanks, Gen Con 2010.
You suck.
Gen Con.
I told you. I know it was
This spring over of the party brought to you by
Gen
Con. This won't be out before then.
This TBK brought to you by.
Well, 7 months it might be. I'd have to count it up actually to find out.
6 months.
Yeah.
It's late in January. Dated.
Yeah. Jeez.
It's the last day of January, Ross.
Yes, this is true. So you continue on, and there's actually not that much in your way. You do see other groups in the distance, or you think you can hear them, but you keep to your path, and they keep to theirs. But as night approaches,
The South Padre Island up in here.
yeah. But you seem to. The only thing is, it seems you're not making very much progress because you spend the entire day marching. But by the end of the day, the mountain is barely any bigger than it was before. It seems like you're walking in place. Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
We overlooked a thing.
Yeah. So, as you make camp, you can see more campfires off in the distance. 3 on your left, 4 on your right.
Pull out the fly whisk. Start whisking flies.
What about? Oh, actually, yeah. Give me a sense trouble check.
Everyone?
No,
just
fly
me.
whisk. You're +3 to it.
I'll spend 1,
Okay. So you have +4 to your roll.
which makes it an 8.
Yes, you do locate hidden evil, and in that case, you can see that there are things, there are symbols drawn into the trees, symbols of the signs of the cult, and you recognize with your knowledge of the occult and the mythos that this is a ward to keep out the unfaithful. So you either need to break the ward, or you need to find a key to let you in.
So we should have looted the bodies.
Actually, necklace.
Give me a preparedness check, Aaron. That's a really gross thing to carry around with you. You would need to make a preparedness check to have kept it with you.
8.
All right. You're that kind of person.
He's a gross guy.
He is a gross guy.
Mercenary.
I'm not a gross guy. I folded it up because
Acted before thinking.
He acted before thinking.
Oh, this is going to be important late. What? Who cares?
That feels weird.
Well, no, my idea was, if we're called out here, I'm going to give this to authorities. Maybe they can start hunting them down, or pay me more money to hunt them down.
You could have sold it to some
Hey, is there a
archaeologist.
bounty on human skin necklaces right now? Because I got one right here.
We're probably going to be able to
What
pass.
are you doing with those irons?
So you realize, so you have the necklace, and you know where one of the symbols is. What you don't know exactly what it is, but you've had it the entire day, and it still didn't work. So it's clearly you must do more than just possess it.
Anybody want to wear it?
Yeah, what did we do with the guy that we patched up?
Oh yeah, there was that guy too. So
Wait,
let's
is he
rewind a
still
little
with
bit.
us,
Yeah.
or what?
Let's rewind a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what did you do with him? Like you can wake him up.
Questioned him.
Yeah.
That guy.
He.
Remember, because she spent a
Yeah, no,
play on it,
thank you,
so
man.
good job.
Ask him about the ward and see.
Well, I
I
mean,
noticed there's these marks on these trees. Can you tell us about them?
Just kidding.
If you kept him alive with you the entire time, that would take you 2 survival pool points because he really does not want to be here and would have tried to escape multiple times. And he's a biter, you know. So it would have been taking a lot of effort to keep him with you.
Can I spend-
Also, you had to keep him from screaming out, "These people with me aren't cultists."
Oh, intimidation.
Well,
Can I use
again,
it
how
that's
about
like,
gag? Gag
Yeah.
always works to avoid screaming.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have something.
so keeping him alive with you up to this point would have cost 2 survival pool points.
How many do we have left?
We have 5. We're not in super deep trouble till we go to -12.
That's when we start.
Well, you start taking penalties at -1.
Right, but
At -12, the expedition is out of everything.
yeah.
You guys are all really, really hungry.
Obviously, we can.
time to hunt.
Basically, as long
You
as
could hunt to
Take what
regain.
we can carry.
You could refresh your pool by hunting or gathering food.
Because that always works so well in Oregon Trail.
It
aim for
does.
the bears.
It does.
There might be some.
But you can only carry.
I don't know. I remember getting mauled by a trout, so
What version?
Are you sure you weren't playing Dwarf Fortress?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the Dwarfigan Trail.
Were you just playing Extreme Oregon Trail 13?
So you, you could refresh your pool by hunting. There are antelope and animals like that you could hunt.
There's wildlife of some sort.
And you do hear gunshots in the distance. You're not the only one who would be hunting.
Well, as far as gunshots go, we're already screwed. 2 elephant guns.
Right.
Yeah.
It was necessary.
Boom, boom.
I'm not.
Yeah, but no war party came to like what's all this? You know, it takes more to get 5 stars and
No stern British bobbies
But-
appeared on the plains of Kenya.
Weren't we going to threaten Mr. Bloody Tongue with
Yeah,
fire?
we were.
So first,
Yeah.
did you keep him with you or not? Because if you don't keep him with you, obviously you don't know about the wards until tonight, so you can't ask
Right.
about that.
We probably should.
So you did keep him with you, or did you just like ask him some questions and then kill him? Because you would have to execute him. Like there's no way you could let him go.
The problem is, from an in-character standpoint, there's not a lot of reason to have drugged him
No,
with us this
I don't
far.
think we would've
Unless,
done that.
I mean, we do have enough combined points of occult and mythos to say, you know,
Cultists are useful.
this is how stupid magic shit works. There's probably going to be stupid booby traps. Yeah.
Or like he knows the way in.
He might be able to
Yeah,
point
into a
out
big
certain
mountain.
people.
Okay, I think, yeah,
Yeah. It's,
seems pretty justified.
Okay, so you spent the 2 points
He's
to
our
get them with
thrush.
you.
So
Yep.
But
We tie him to the end of a 10-foot pole and bob him along the path.
fair enough. And so you asked him a few questions right after you bandaged him up and
Yeah.
tied him up, and he was, of course, just spit you and cursed at you, saying, "Our God will avenge us soon, and you shall perish."
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
The usual.
the usual. And then you gagged him and took him with you, figuring you could find some use for him later on.
We'll wait until we camp tonight.
And you wait, and then you find out about the ward. So you now have that keyword became highlighted. So again, when you ask him about the wards, he curses at you, swears bloody vengeance.
All right,
so
somebody's made a boo.
yeah.
Bring out the boo box.
bring out the box.
Okay, so you get the mirror.
Yeah.
He is instantly transfixed by the
Well,
mirror.
I will ask again, since I know nothing of this. Are you going to
Look away.
suggest that I be out on?
Here, have a
away.
flask.
Banana leaf.
Go stand guard.
Yeah.
You and Comante.
Here, go drink.
Really? We want to give
It's all in the house.
We have our other little buddy Ryan here again. That again, my fee is increasing because of the inherently weird shit that we're getting.
Liquid gold.
Enjoy.
Not in the oil sense. It's gold colored. It's
Yeah.
Gasoline.
whiskey.
No.
You like whiskey?
Let's see how it goes. Just gonna empty the elephant gun and use it to prop myself up.
Clearly, he doesn't have Irish heritage.
So yeah.
So I like bourbon.
So you go out and stand guard, but they.
Well, no, I'm watching. I'm just gonna. I'm on the periphery because I'm curious at
All
this
right,
point.
so you have the mirror. Of
Oh,
Gaul.
well, all right. It's your funeral.
Yeah.
It's your stability.
Not-
He needs to get his
Not
computer
literally.
mythos knowledge somewhere.
Probably.
Anyway.
So, Mr. Cultist, because obviously you're not going to give us a name, and it's not Fatagan.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've heard of this.
What is it?
So apparently you haven't heard of it.
He's transfixed by it. He recognizes its value. You may not
Yeah.
understand it, but he can recognize the genuine article.
Yeah. So you've been around enough. You probably know what things like this tend to do.
Yes.
And it's obvious that you're not frightened by death at this point,
Of course not.
because you know that there are things that are worse.
Who are you?
That's not important.
Are we not on the same side? Do we not worship the same God?
Apparently not, buddy.
So apparently he thinks you're obviously some sort of rival mythos sorcerer or something.
This could work to our advantage, actually.
Yeah, except it's going to pretty much blow the cover to say, we can't get past the ward.
Well, no.
No, rival.
But like, okay, but the big boss didn't invite us to the party. Oh, well, I guess that's an angle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You might say we're sort of a new. What's the African
Chapter.
word for franchise?
Chapter.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Mario didn't see fit to invite us to your little shindig,
Which we see as a slight.
which we do see
Quite a
as
bit of a slight.
Quite a slight.
Cool man.
Oh, cool.
Why did you use weapons if you have such powerful sorcery? Why did you not just strike us down and convert us to your cause?
Because
We felt
we're
like
not
it.
like that.
Oh.
Actually, and sorry, I meant to ask this. Is he speaking English, or would I have been in there for the
Oh,
translation?
yeah, you might be translating. That'll be fun.
That's the only problem that I've...
Oh, yeah, good point. He actually begins speaking in...
Aklo, you all go insane.
well, you know the language. You know it. You know the... English, it would be called Aklo.
That's what I just said.
Don't give him ideas, Bill!
But yes, it is a language that you only know from tones. You've never...
Okay.
and from ritual incantations.
So that's how you say it.
Yeah. Different pronunciation slightly. But yes, he's speaking a language you've never heard. Nelson, Aaron. So it is...
What says? What?
Yeah.
Just go smoke your cigarette.
Anyways, yeah, so it can't be. You're all there. But Ryu's power is very... I dare... she could... There are many fates worse than death that I have witnessed her do. I would dare not anger her. Get in between you and her.
So you would rather have a fate worse than death right now instead of chance one.
Okay. Do you have Intimidate?
Yes.
I just so happen to.
Okay. With Intimidate, you don't have to use the incense. You could just use a bit of the incense, or the regent, and put it on the mirror and show it to him. So make it with an Intimidate spend.
Okay.
And a stability check. Anyone who is with you have to, because you have to look at the mirror to put it on.
He does because he's watching.
And the rest of you can look away.
I'm looking away.
All right.
Look away.
What the hell
I
is
fail.
going?
Look away.
All right. Aaron, give me a stability check.
What the hell's going on here? 4.
Okay.
I'm surprisingly okay with this.
You still lose 1 stability, 1 sanity. And now you gain 1 point of Cthulhu Mythos.
Yay!
As Aaron, you fall into a trance. We'll get it back to you in a second. By the mirror.
How much do I lose for fail?
You lose 2 stability. You don't
Okay.
lose any sanity. You've seen the mirror before. But the mirror, it shows the sands in the desert. And then there is something
Wait,
moving.
sand doesn't come in that color.
Yeah, it's not that kind of red. And there's a pyramid in the distance, but it's different. It's
And eggs boiling on the counter.
he is transfixed by it, and you turn the mirror away so he does not see the rest of it, but he is terrified of it. He is transfixed. I will open the ward, but Rio, she sent word out through her dreams that there was intruders coming. She had sent out the children of the forest of the jungle to and that if they failed, she would send one of we call it one of her blessings, but comes from the air.
Yes, we know.
It will come for you tonight, undoubtedly.
Gas masks.
Yeah.
Gas mask.
Disease.
Not disease.
No.
Flying
There.
monster.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Ross just keeps talking about disease.
Well, it's
I'm
true.
thinking miasma.
Yeah.
Welcome to Fortress Smoke.
That could. You haven't gotten the mountain yet. He tells you the incantation. It is, praise the bloody tongue with the symbol of the cult, and the wards will stop putting you in circles, and you will be able to progress to the actual path. But once you do that, you can do that at any time. And the cultist doesn't seem to know what the relationship between the various defense systems, for lack of a better term, is. He doesn't know if that will alert her or if he will pass them by unnoticed. He doesn't know. He believes that she can send things at you, but she does not know where you are.
Oh, that's funny.
It is sort of a fire and forget system. So,
Kill him now because she can talk to him in his dream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to need somebody else to do that.
At this point, all of you notice that Nelson is in a trance. His cigarette is burning his lips. And so you.
I will not use the incense of
You're now in the
smelling
desert.
salts. Use the incense
Your
of
arms are in the
smelling
distance.
salts.
But they look different. And then you hear footsteps on the sand. You are not wearing your clothes. You are wearing a simple, like a robe.
Shift.
Yeah, shift.
Bastards drugged me and stole my guns!
You are in. It's like Egypt, but it's not. You look over. You see a figure striding towards you. It is dressed as a pharaoh.
God damn it, Ross!
But it is male, and it is like a silhouette of the night sky in human form, looking at you. You cannot read its mouth, but you can hear its voice in your mind. It begins to speak. What do you do?
Stay calm.
Where? Where are my guns? Where are my clothes? Are you the asshole who stole them? I knew this would happen. I shouldn't have trusted them.
If you want your treasures back, I will give you that and 1,000 things more.
Oh, God.
Serve me when the time comes, and I will reward you.
Penny,
Let me tell you the secrets of the world. So it begins to speak to you. You see visions of things beyond time. You black out for a moment, and then you're back here in the jungle. So
I'm gonna write something down after I wake up.
I'm
do
going
I
to write
remember
down
this?
a number.
yeah, but you're cold. You're covered in cold sweat. A shiver goes up your spine.
Do I remember any of this?
You vaguely, yeah. The sand part you do remember. The visions you saw afterwards came into you in a blur, but you realize this is more than just some expedition. These aren't just crazy. There's something more that's going on.
What?
Had a bit too much of the booze, did you?
Barely been drinking. So
Americans can't hold their liquor.
Too much the sun.
Were you maybe paying a bit too much attention there?
So you holding a mirror up to that freak?
Yeah.
What of it? Some sort of Harry Houdini mind trick you're pulling on him.
Does not believe that.
But he doesn't. I think we need to kill him now.
Look, the Chronicles made the same kind of offer to Bill's character.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
If you have to kill a character every time Nyarlathotep offers you a deal, then you're just not going to have a character.
We're going to cross the ocean on a raft made of corpses, not a steamship.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it won't be a raft. It'll be a bridge.
Anyway.
Okay.
Sorry,
Alright.
if you want to go ahead.
Oh, no.
Sure.
But it's kind of weakly praising myself with the elephant gun. Alright. Before I go any further, and when we get back, you owe me triple what this... Where are you getting those anyway?
Assuming we get back.
Don't ask. He carries strange things around.
What the hell is up with this?
Why did you waste all your preparedness on that?
All right.
What are you going to use while you're in the desert?
Your Schrodinger's pockets. It could have a match. It could have a lighter. It could have a signal mirror. But no, banana leaf.
Anyway.
Comforts of home.
What the hell is this about? Because I've seen screwed up shit out here before. This is screwier than anything else.
Quite.
Where to begin?
All right. So it looks as though you might have had a bit of a shock.
The hell, I had some weird dream about a desert.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Okay.
Been there. No.
I should guys skip the desert part. But anyways,
Well,
for now.
anyway, yeah. Well, you've been around. You've seen some things. So you've probably gotten on to the idea of just how little we know about speaking here of the whole of humanity.
You mean cosmically?
know about how things work.
Okay, so just stuff that your general local Bible's not going to tell you.
Right. Let's just say, courtesy of a now deceased mutual friend of all of ours, we cottoned on to a plot by some people kind of into that sort of thing to try to make the world a very unnice place.
So that. Thank you, Charlie.
Just great for the ambiance.
Yeah.
There's a rat nearby.
So.
Or another leopard.
So what? That's like. Cults are a dime a dozen, though. They a bunch of whack jobs get together. That's like sing kumbaya, drink the. That's like.
Aren't you?
I think he's supposed to be from England.
Yeah,
Right?
he's
Anyway.
Oh well. That's my
True.
British accent. Here we go.
Occasionally, though, cults end up being right.
Horrifically, terribly right.
And we're assuming that you just didn't drink anything funny, or you didn't blow any powder in my face to make me think this.
Absolutely. Didn't. Just absolutely didn't.
Okay, say that I even believe you for a second. What's our next step?
Well, we're going to go kill the sorceress that leads the cult.
Oh, the sorceress.
Mm-hmm. And avoid the flying monster.
The one that the guy in the village was telling you about?
Ryu.
Ryu?
Meow.
Yes.
You seem to have a speech impediment when it comes to that word, so...
It's all a matter of pronunciation.
It's true. Different dialects.
Ah, I should know that.
Anyway,
Well,
questions?
Comments, suggestions?
I'm assuming at least, just despite whatever weirdness that comes along with this, that pointing the end of a gun barrel at it will probably stop it.
Sure. If it makes you feel better.
It couldn't hurt.
It might not. We do have some other, contingencies accounted for.
Well, I'll be on with you at this one because, as one of my pillars of sanity, if it bleeds, then we can kill it.
Nice.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Got the reaction I wanted. I'm happy with this. Well, at least until this job is done, and quadruple pay now, because I wasn't going to deal with sorceresses, or her flying monkeys, or whatever.
Not monkeys.
No,
Bigger
never
than
monkeys. It's never monkeys.
I'll point my guns whatever you say if it stops it.
All right.
Nice to have you on our side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a banana leaf.
So,
Are you getting hot?
all right. So you've bypassed the wards.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your prisoner?
We kill him, and
Okay.
I will take care of it because Bill is short on stability.
Okay. Executing a dude, even a prisoner, is a stability check.
Okay. 6.
All right.
Okay.
Cold-hearted bastard.
So next problem, we're going to have a visitor tonight, and it's not St. Nicholas. So...
What?
Mirror?
Cave? No, the flying monster.
I know, the mirror.
Oh, the mirror, not
You could
brown.
use it if that's what you want to do.
On the big flying thing.
Nope. Both of them?
There's more than one coming?
Possibly.
2 craters. 2 elephants.
What?
So wait,
Mirror will protect
that was
us. Is
another
that a one-time
creature?
thing?
Big bird.
Just gives
Yes,
you
it
a
says that
cover?
you open the cage and she will protect you.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
also an option if we get desperate.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
Well, so how would we use the mirror?
Well, we
You
know
scry on the Shantak.
No. I mean, I get that, but
Well, like when that dream, remember we learned the words to use it as a weapon.
See,
But
You use
can
it to
you do
scry it
one
on
to
itself,
them?
and then you
If
use it to
there's
that's
target
Bill's
itself.
concern. I thought there was only one coming, but if there's 2 coming...
Well,
we wouldn't want-
that's your theory.
If there's one coming, then the mirror... Could work.
Other than it's sort of our best option for dealing with other things.
Right.
Well,
Seems...
we could get.
Well,
multiple uses.
You don't.
You
have
said
to
this is
fight it
one of those
either.
things
You
that-
try and hide from.
We don't have enough incense.
Yeah, what
crap.
if we try to hide first?
Because that's part of the formula.
Well,
What
it's
if
the
we-
formula we have right now.
Well,
like
is this one
bury
of
ourselves or something.
what?
Hide.
By
like-
burying ourselves in the ground.
It was a suggestion.
We're going
Those
to
of you that endorsement.
That seems a little premature.
Well, that's the thing is if you.
I'd rather not be 6 feet under until it's absolutely necessary.
6 feet under.
Ross would like to dispense.
Sorry.
Those of you that endorsement realize if you are being hunted by a predatory creature, you could try to throw it off its tracks on you. So you
Outdoorsman?
yeah, well, this is for free. So you know this creature is aerial. Core creatures are aerial, so it would probably hunt with vision. So you probably, of course, not assuming it probably has some sort of supernatural sense of your general location.
Echo.
Yeah. Well, again, you don't know. So you could try and camouflage yourself. You could set up a dummy. Maybe it's not smart enough, and you could lure it into another group, and it would attack that group. There are other groups around you, the other cultists, who are gathering about. You have explosives. You could use bait and try and blow it up from the
We
inside.
do have a body.
Well,
And
if we
blasting
have our
caps.
supplies, we could
Yeah.
leave the supplies that aren't as important.
All of the supplies are important at this point.
You could set up that fake with 2 points. You could set up poison meat, a haunch of antelope or something.
We
Are
could
there
just
any
poison
bodies
the
of
body.
water?
Yes, there are streams.
So we
Like, could you
walk-
hide in the water with a little reed? Like,
Okay, wait, whoa, whoa. Africa, water.
Bad.
Very, very bad.
Stream, this is
Well,
At
tiny.
least the
There aren't leeches everywhere.
I think we're
There
worried
aren't
about the
leeches
hippos.
everywhere, and you could, even
So-
if you did that overnight, you wouldn't die. Like
I feel like a
the
leech
thing is, the
versus
biggest worry would
slime
actually be
No, no.
hypothermia.
Crocodiles.
Well,
I know,
not in a
isn't that
stream
cool?
though.
These are streams, and this is too.
Okay, I thought we were talking ponds and water.
I said streams.
You did a stream.
And it,
Stream.
Yeah. So there are streams. The thing is, you would get hypothermia probably.
Yeah, she's saying.
Because it's fucking. It's going to be cold at night. Like
Wow.
and you could-
in the water.
Yeah.
You could hide there temporarily.
I suppose there's no caves nearby.
At the base of the mountain. You
We're not
are
there
near
yet.
the mountain. You would have to continue tracking all night, which would give you health penalties and stability checks. Health checks, actually, because you're going to be not sleeping at all. So you can continue marching all
Well,
night.
I vote that we set up a decoy and hide somewhere and camouflage ourselves.
We have a body.
You have a body.
And
Yeah.
the hunch of poison meat.
You
The
have
other thing we could do with a body,
Is poison the body.
or I know some people.
Oh, yeah.
What are the ghouls gonna do?
Oh,
Ghouls?
You're going to contact ghouls.
I don't know if ghouls want to go after these bird creatures.
They would, yeah. You know enough about ghosts to know they're not like frontline berserkers, but
quintuple my fee.
they could help you in some way.
Right, but I mean,
could
we
hide
could
us.
hang out in the
We could
tunnels.
pay
for
them
the
with
night.
They could
Aaron.
hide us.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Pay them with Aaron.
Okay, so I say we call the ghouls and we hide in the ghoul tunnel.
I mean, it'd save us a fortune.
You have the screenplay with you. Okay.
Oh my god.
I did not anticipate this, but no, I can roll with it. All right. Let's see here.
Nails is not going to react well to this.
Meep,
All right. So if that's your plan,
meep. That is actually how they're. The sounds they make is always described as meeping.
It's like Stitch
They're just,
mated with the Roadrunner.
you know, carrying, eating, comic relief. You know.
It sounded pretty scary when you described it the first time.
I did not imagine it
Scratching,
going
chittering
deep.
with the
They are
so-
cloven hoof people.
Yeah, I
you know,
mean,
things that
meeting man-
used to be human and eat dead people and learn their memories from eating their brain. So you know,
There is that.
that's about as light as you get in Lovecraft. I mean, so-
True.
yeah, you could do that. I would say this qualifies as a charnel ground.
Ya think?
So that will be a stability test to cast it, and then difficulty 4, and then it will cost you stability if you're successful.
There's no way I can cast it for him, is there?
You do not know the incantation.
No. I was trying.
It's all good.
At least you didn't have to execute the guy, though. So
Yeah.
Like you care.
I care that it spared Bill.
All right. So I passed the test.
3 stability.
That's the pass.
Yeah,
What
that's
was
the
the
cost.
fail?
Fail is you don't cast it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just cost stability to cast spells, and yeah,
It hurts.
hypergeometry and this
Hurts.
it hurts. It's not meant for humans. So you have to wait until night. You have the body out as a offering, and
You fool, Harvey Warren is dead.
Yeah. You hear sounds coming from the underbrush, and then they come out. They're cloven. Yeah, there's a group. And cloven hooves hunched over. And they, give me a stability check. These are new to you. You guys have all seen them.
yeah. We're good.
Wait, did your reporter actually see them?
No.
No, you've summoned the ghouls since the Patrick was around. I'm pretty sure you
The
had.
last time you summoned them was for the serpent person.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
Crap.
the artist.
Give me a stability
That's a
check.
long time ago.
All right, that's 4.
I've seen enough of this
They
shit.
rip a part of the body off and eat it in front of you.
Don't worry, that's not
It's 4 if you fail in nothing. Yeah.
It does not move the needle on Patrick O'Bannon's fox meter.
That's 1 more sanity for you because this is your first encounter with the Cthulhu Mythos Live. Not in a vision.
Count down to 6.
It's okay. You get used to it.
Yeah.
And you're not the devil worshipper. You're not the devil
No,
worshippers.
we're the
And
good
for what
guys.
reasons are you here?
Give you
called
an
us?
offering.
Thank you for the offering. Scrawny may it be.
I like how
String is
these
the
ghouls
meat.
have a slightly different dialect than the ghouls in England.
What'd you expect?
Well, yeah.
Continental way.
Regional differences. We seem to have attracted some unwanted attention.
They all giggle and they look specifically at you, Bill. The mark is on you. Can you not see?
That too, but some more tangible physical attention.
Yes.
And I just happen to know that you guys tend to hang out underground. And the problem we're dealing with is very big and tends to be in the sky.
Oh, crap.
So we're really just looking for somewhere safe to hang our hats tonight.
What?
Now I'm regretting this plan.
What was your...
I thought you were going to use them as a diversion, but
Oh, I thought that's what we were doing, was hiding in the...
Yeah, I thought we were
We're hiding in the tunnel.
Yeah,
okay.
we all had this conversation.
We come through the land that you have visited before but do not dwell in. We can take you there, and you see that the barriers between worlds are weak here. We could take you through some of our own home territory and take you to the place you wish to go. The mountain over there, yes?
You could take us there.
There is a tunnel that leads from here, not too far from here, to the base of the mountain. Of course,
How
we
long
must
would it
be
take to
quiet,
get
and it will not take very long.
Could you
just
hide
must be
us in the
quiet
tunnels
for the
overnight?
Gugs hunt there.
The Gugs.
What the hell?
It will be dark. You will not see them as
What
long
the
as you are
hell is
not.
a gug?
You don't want to know.
Okay, whenever
The less you know,
ground
the better.
ground rules for this.
Don't ask.
Whenever someone names something and you don't know what it is, that's good. The more names of things you know, the worse off you are. So consider it a good thing that you don't know
What
the
a gug
name.
is.
I want to trust you that ignorance is bliss, but
I don't know what a gug is, and I'm glad.
I'm elated.
So, yes, we could take you through the tunnel, and as long as you are quiet, the Gugs should not be able to see you.
Everybody looks at Aaron.
He stabbed stealth this time.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
I got 1 point left.
Well,
I got stealth. Is
So
it going to be a group?
with that, of course, we will. There's a friend that we are both
acquainted with. For this, we should do a favor for you, for she has done favors for us in the past.
That's
It
nice.
is a minor thing, but keep in mind, we will show you the path, but we will not aid you if you are attacked. Is this Concord?
Can we
That sounds.
get them to agree not to attack us if we're attacked?
Oh no, you have the things that fire metal.
Yeah, those hurt, don't they?
Yes. We wait for the dead to die, for the living to die, to feast on.
We do know where some more of those dead guys are.
Oh, you
I'd
do?
like to know about those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know of 7 others. No, 6.
Six.
Six
Are
others.
they? How close are they from here?
Very close.
Not very
Good for
far.
you guys. You can get there probably pretty quickly.
Well,
We described the general environment.
perhaps if we have time, but we. Yes.
Yeah. Also, if you get the chance, up on the mountain tomorrow, there's
We cannot
probably
go.
going to be some more.
A lot.
Well, we
Only
cannot go on the
yes.
mountain itself. We dare not. It is not our territory.
Whose
Well,
territory is
it might be open territory by tomorrow.
You might just
We dare
wanna
not
go-
speak its name.
Check back.
Just check back.
Yes.
It might be worth your while. Yeah.
Just saying.
Anyway, yeah, sounds like an accord to me.
Yes. Very well. Follow. So they take the body with them, and they drag it through the underbrush, and so you follow by the blood trail.
And the sound of cracking bones.
And a gentle meeping.
Yes. And you come to a great tree.
Just not.
Well, they also gibber. That helps.
Yeah.
Gibber.
Yeah. Very Gollum-esque.
Anubis-looking creatures, so imagine more of a dog.
They do have canine
That's
like
very
jaws.
generous.
Yeah.
They're not.
I think more. Honestly, a Rankin Bass Golem is what I honestly think of, so a little bit.
A little bit more elongated nose.
Yeah, maybe, so.
I've got Kenrites about stuff on here.
This is. They have a description of ghouls in here too.
I have a picture.
Well, fine, show them the picture, Jesus.
Yeah, but for the listeners,
The
who may not
listeners know what ghouls are.
Yeah, if they're on this podcast, they're pretty familiar. So.
Although,
They're like a staple
if they're
of my
newbies,
game,
there is
so.
a thing called Google.
Yeah.
So,
Ghouls.
Yes, rubbery, loathsome humanoids with hoof-like.
rubbery.
Yes,
It's
rubbery
true.
skin.
That's how they're. Yep.
Canine features and claws,
Oh, see?
ghouls speaking
Okay.
gibberings and meepings. Some are called gibberings.
Gibberings and
They are often encrusted with grave mold, collected as they feed. They dwell in graveyard warrens, subway tunnels, and the like beneath many human cities. They have ties to witches and occasionally attack humans. A human can transform into a ghoul over a prolonged period of time if they engage in cannibalism. So, yeah. Something to think about. Anyway, there's no picture in the... Oh, wait, actually, there kind of is. This little happy fellow.
Yeah, that's more Gollum.
Yeah. There's been multiple descriptions of them, so
Yeah.
or pictures of them too, and they kind of vary. But anyways, they take you to a great tree, which you did not see. It should have been evident from your campsite. It is far larger and wider than anything.
A baobab?
No, it looks like a western oak tree. You also notice the fog is quite heavy around here, and it is very cold. Those of you with outdoorsmen actually can look around if you want. Or you can just focus on the task at hand.
I don't know if I
It's a
want
0-point
to
spin.
I say we focus on the task at hand.
All right.
So.
Let's see which picture you're looking at. Oh, yeah.
So, I've seen too much weird shit, and it's probably not
All right.
going to end.
So you don't notice that, this is, the soil has changed to a different texture entirely. It's almost as if you're somewhere else. But there's a hole at the base of the tree, nestled between the roots, the twisted and gnarled roots of the great tree. It goes...
hole at the base of the tree.
We must go straight down. It is the ghouls expertly climb down using their clawed hands, but they just toss the body down. You can hear its bones,
Makes a
shatter.
noise like a garbage bag full of vegetables.
So everyone will need to give me an athletics check to get on down.
Spending 2. I got 4.
Okay.
We'll also spend 2 for 6.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
Get on down.
Oh, eight.
Get on down.
Everyone got a 4 or better?
Yep.
All right, you all managed to get down without slipping on the wet stones, and you were in a tunnel, a carved tunnel. Those of you have all of you have a sense of deja vu, as though you've been here before. You think back, you've had to have been here, but it is very dark there. It wouldn't be pitch black, but there's actually a strange kind of luminescence along the walls, especially along the floor. Sort of a bluish, greenish color. So you can investigate if you want to, or you can follow the ghouls.
Just gonna follow the
Just following along.
All right. So you continue along the tunnel for a ways. The ghouls quickly tell you, "You're far too loud. Quiet, quiet." So we need a group stealth test.
I'll throw a point in.
Me too.
Me too.
Aaron?
Oh, also
I'm
the
on my
group-
last one, so I probably
Yeah,
shouldn't.
it's fine.
Yeah, fine.
Plus 4 should be.
All right, yeah.
Sufficient.
Also, you cannot take the pack animals with you, so you will lose 1 point of survival pool taking this path.
Goodbye.
What if we carve one of them up as food for the journey? Can we keep Can we keep it balanced? I'm just saying, because if we got to give up one of the oxen, we might as well get some use out of it.
No, I would say no.
We should
didn't have
just
time.
set them free.
You probably didn't have time to butcher.
Setting them free in Africa on the plains is not any favor to them. They will be butchered one way or the other.
Anyway, but you lose
But
1 point.
not by us.
6.
All right,
On stealth.
you continue on the path as it goes, winding and winding through and through. You take they turn. There are many forks on different paths. Finally, they stop you as you come to a great pit ahead of you, and up far, far above you, you see actually light. It is just a bare pinprick of light, but looks like maybe sunlight up ahead. The ghouls hiss as they look at it, and they grab ragged cloaks or rags from a nearby crevice and pull them over themselves, and they hurriedly. There are stairs along the edge of the pit, very narrow stairs, and there's a tunnel on the opposite end. So they still expertly make it across. There is some water dripping from the wherever that stops, so it is very wet, and you can hear a gurgling sound coming from below as it descends into utter darkness, and there's not even the bioluminescence, which you can tell now is some sort of fungus that just seems to glow, provides illumination. So this will be another athletics check.
Spending 2.
Me too.
Yep.
8.
8.
6.
Is 4 enough?
Yes.
3.
All right, Aaron, you slip. You grab onto the side. You got one leg over, one leg on, and you're just kind of off balance. You dig your hands into the wall. You take 1 point of damage as your fingernails are sheared off as you, by adrenaline, you just jab them into the wall to hold on.
So let me get this straight. We now have a reason to call him Nails?
So,
I think I should get a stability back for that.
so
Will to live.
I should have asked for party order first, but you guys could have gone either side. So, is anyone going to help Aaron? Or are you going to try and get yourself up?
I'm getting myself up, damn it. Bootstraps.
Okay. Are you just going to use survival pool to pull out equipment to use it? Or are you going to...
Can I pull up 1 point of outdoorsman to kind of find
I would allow
equipment
that.
for rock climbing?
That would lower the difficulty by 2.
Spending 1. So.
Okay.
All right.
If I helped him and used a point of athletics, would it make it easier?
You could, but if he fails, you would be at risk too.
Yeah, just leave. I am Nails.
None of you.
Is this just another athletics check?
It is another athletics check.
Well.
You've lowered the difficulty by 2, and you've added 1 to it. So.
All right, so well.
Don't die by falling off a ledge.
It would be the first time. 4.
Yeah. Plus 1, 5.
5, so.
The difficulty was 2.
No.
So you managed to pull yourself up.
Sans nails.
Yeah.
Nails.
Not all. Some of them are on. Some of them are off. It's you wrap a little bandage around each one. It's really gross.
The ghouls are way into it.
One of the ghouls actually sees that happen, goes back and pulls your fingernails out and starts.
Like potato chips.
Yeah.
No.
Sardine chips.
Quit Zoidberging this up.
Give me a stability check.
God damn you.
You just saw someone eat your fingernails. It's fucking disgusting.
Normally, you're the only one who does that.
3.
You lose 1 stability.
Great.
How's it going, Dales?
Down to 3.
All right. So you continue on, but the passage starts sloping upward.
Oh, nice.
So eventually, though, they stop
Wow.
you. And they huddle. They sort of motion for you to go to this little alcove by the side, and they very, very quietly whisper, "Most unfortunate, very, very unfortunate, very bad luck. There is a gug. A gug is ahead. It is near the place you need to go to get to the back to the mountain. It is feasting upon one of its, I think, a ghast that it was feasting on. It found and caught. But we of course." We will not. To one of you could draw it away. The others could get by if you're willing to sacrifice one of yourselves.
Nails.
If you were to fight it, though, the noise might alert others. We do not know if others are nearby, but you could outrun them, perhaps. The light, it will not go. Nothing will go here. Here in the underworld, nothing will go near the light.
Artificial light?
Firelight?
Perhaps I do not know the strength of this type of light. Perhaps.
Supply ourselves pretty well.
Or perhaps you could. You are very clever
The main
to have gotten as far
rulebook
as your
says
dad.
you
Perhaps
can
you
always have
have some others.
flashlights.
Those of you with assess honesty actually can actually recognize the ghouls don't seem very surprised by this kind of events. Almost as though they just, you schmucks want to go through the underworld? Perhaps, well, there's a gug in our way. You can jump on that, and we can, feast on that ghast. Oh man, that would be great. So that was why they were so eager to agree to this deal. Let you jump on this hand grenade. That is a gug, whatever that is.
Speaking of hand grenades,
Yeah, you could use explosives. You are underground.
So
It would alert everything
you
else in the
want to cap a
vicinity.
gug?
You also don't know the structural strength of the
Right.
cave in.
Yeah,
That's the
We
bigger
can have
concern.
you don't know where you are. You're beginning, when you think about it, you're like, you probably don't want to think about where you are. Because then you would think about, how the hell could this be here? No, this couldn't be here. Oh God, I'm not on Earth. Oh God, what the hell is going on? What happened to my life?
Adventure!
So denial right now is really the best strategy in terms of
Denial and whiskey.
Yeah.
That's what the father said in his journal.
But yeah, there is a gun. They describe it to you. It's a larger chamber. There is a sloping passage that goes up to the tunnel that you need to take. Unfortunately, the gug is right in front of the. Is near the passage, so he would see you as you walked by it.
Have we got any clarification on what exactly a gug is?
You don't want it.
No, you have not. You could ask them.
Like,
We're
at least
about
know
to
something
face
like
it.
Size.
Yeah.
It is
General
giant.
size.
It is giant. It has great hands that reach and grasp. It does not. It is a foul and rude creature, for it does not wait for them to die, but eats the living.
Is it sensitive to light, mole man?
Of course, all things in the underworld are. It has a great jaw that opens up. Its head splits in half and will feast upon you.
So we
So it's
really
a
don't want
sword.
to mess with this thing.
What?
So it unhinges its jaw like a snake.
What is a snake?
They're
They
quite
don't know
tasty.
snakes
You
are.
might want to look into those.
Oh, is that a tribe?
Especially the humanoid ones. They're quite good, I hear.
Like a snake person?
Yeah.
Someone told me that they had feasted on one. Many good memories there.
Good eating, I
Things
heard.
that gugs don't like.
That would be a Cthulhu mythos spin.
I have no points left.
I have a point. It's just
That's
cause of
a gug.
sanity, right?
It does cost sanity.
Just one sanity.
You would also have to go up and look at it to confirm what it is.
That is not
Yeah, Bantha.
Gug.
kind of
Other than the whole vertically cleft mouth.
Hey, maybe we could poison the gug.
We just
do
need
have
something
poison.
to poison though.
Well, we have poison.
Well, we could sacrifice one. We paid Banana his voice quite a bit.
Well, did we bring any meat with us?
Yeah.
I did say we should slaughter the oxen.
Well,
No.
Ross said no.
That we had with
You can
us.
make preparedness check to have some particularly nice meat still in your packs.
Like a large chunk
I still
of
say
meat.
we should have slaughtered the oxen.
Ross said no.
Yeah, I'm saying
He said we couldn't get the survival points back. He didn't say we couldn't slaughter.
Well, I'll reach in my bag and
This is
pull out
true.
a filet mignon.
Filet mignon in the
There you
pocket.
I carry it around for luck.
Well, which?
Okay, so how are we going to get the meat in front of the gug?
Throw it.
Well, yeah, I assume that.
If you
but
look at it, you
sticking
can make
in
a
there-
Cthulhu Mythos spin to figure out what it can do.
What the gug can do?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have my point left.
It's gonna eat us.
Hey, I know somebody who has a fresh, shiny Cthulhu Mythos point.
And
Hey.
And you would have to make a
you won't
stealth check
need
to
it.
get up to be able to see it, though.
with 1 point.
Yeah.
Could we donate stealth to him?
You'd have to go with him.
Oh.
We are paying him very well in banana leaves.
Or you
Go.
could use your words and tell us what you...
I have 3 points of stealth.
You
and
could do
2
it.
mythos points.
She's also pretty good with a gun, so
I'm not
Alright,
sure
Anne.
if guns are going to take this out.
We nominate you, Anne.
lead is a poison. No.
All right, yeah, no, that's. The ghouls will tell you they are creatures of flesh and bone, so, but they're big, so theoretically,
Big damn gun.
yeah, big damn guns. Eventually, you probably could be able to kill it with firearms, but
Let's try poison first.
yeah. Anyway, so you're gonna go scattered out.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Alright, I'll spend 2. So 7.
7 is, it's very good. You sneak up and you see the gut. Give me a stability check. It is a giant. That is 4 stability and 1 sanity.
Jeez.
As it is like 25, 30 feet tall. It is hunched over and just barrel chest, humanoid, but with a vertical jaw that it is currently ripping out from a slightly smaller giant creature, which actually there's several of them. There's several of these things that look actually kind of like ghouls but larger. Apparently they're ghasts, and it's just rips a leg off and it's just feeding it into its mouth, and it's
Like a lollipop.
yeah. You notice it has a spear near it, so it has some sort of intelligence, but like maybe caveman or something. With your Cthulhu Mythos spin, you actually remember from your tomes that there are creatures in the other world. That you're in the underworld. You are in the dreamlands. You are in the place between one reality and the other, and these creatures are afraid of light. But the books only talk about sunlight. Flashlights weren't invented in the 1500s when your books, the manuscripts that you read, were written.
Time for an electric torch.
Yeah, and they are the apex predators of this region of the Dreamlands. They are savage, brutes. They are occasionally used as slave labor or warriors by the men from Ling, a foul race that they have multiple forearms. They are occasionally used as slave laborers or warriors by the men from Ling, a group of a culture of Nyarlathotep worshipping degenerates that go live on the surface, but they occasionally so dumb brutes, very big, very strong, not very smart.
So easy.
What
to
are
do.
their senses like?
The book didn't go into them. They are keen hunters by
Well,
sound.
I can see them, so
Yeah,
what
yeah.
can I observe?
You can
well?
see they do have eyes, so he does have some visual sense, but it
Little
stops
eyes,
every once.
Big eyes.
Big eyes, yeah, adapted for the dark, very to pick up very low levels of ambient light. It has very large ears, so it is evolved like a cave predator. So acute hearing, sense of touch, sense of smell, but it's probably not going to be able to smell anything while it's stuffing its
Moth.
Are the
Faced
gas?
with delicious
Are
gas.
any of them kind of apart from the other ones? Or are they all like right up?
He obviously put them in a big pile right in front of him, and he is right underneath. Basically, there's a side passage that starts near where you are that goes around the side of the cave and works its way up to a small little clearing that then goes up to the tunnel. He is right below that little raised area, so he's in the middle center of the room, so he can see all or he can basically put himself in the best position to see if anyone's coming or going. But you realize if you ran or sneaked by him, you could just, even if he noticed you, by the time you got to the clearing, he would have to climb up to be able to reach you. So if you got near the tunnel, it would take him around just to get up near you. But once he's alerted, he could block off entrance to that area with his entire body.
If only one person made it.
Yeah, if only one person made it. So, but you also see there are other tunnels leading out into the other parts of the underworld. So you could
Brave the underworld.
well, no,
Let's segue back into Sense of the Sleight of Hand. Man.
you could, if you, for example, just made a loud noise or something like that in one of the side tunnels, he could go off to investigate it, and that would give you that brief opening to, like, throwing a blasting cap. That would probably, like, confuse the shit out of him. So that would be then fleeing checks for everyone. Hope you guys have fleeing, right?
Yes.
Would athletics work?
If you wanted it, yeah, I would allow it.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
interchangeable.
Well, fleeing is more specific.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
fine, yeah. They're not... You can't spend fleeing for some athletics
Yeah.
things, but yeah.
So that would be one way out. So you see multiple ways out. Or you could try and poison the meat.
like
That
the
would require
blasting
getting
cap.
closer to it, though.
Yeah.
That seems.
And you don't know what his physiology is. You don't know. Like, the thing is, even if you had poison, you don't know how quickly it would affect him. He's
It
also
could
fucking
take
30 feet
days.
tall. You would.
Right. How much poison would it actually take?
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, I guess I should go back so they know what the plan is.
Yeah.
Because I don't want
And I'm the one with the...
Hey guys, guess what? Let's go.
Oh, but couldn't you just do explosives to, like, prepare it, and then somebody else can do the big dumb parts of set it here,
Yeah,
light
I
this. Okay.
to. Now, is this something that we can, like, throw
and
away
it will
from
go
us?
off?
If
or
I
is it
rig it
something
right.
that-
Or a long fuse.
Thing is, a
Just-
fuse might be enough. He might be able to hear a fuse.
Yeah.
Or actually, if we have using craft, would we have anything to create a makeshift slingshot for the cap?
Do you ask the ghouls?
Okay, yeah. Do anything
They
that's
whisper.
elastic
They
enough.
gibber among themselves from them. Yes.
That's
yes.
not a tendon.
No intestines of
Hey, poor folks have poor ways, man.
You know what? I'm fine with it.
You don't have to think of it as tendon.
Fine.
Think of
What
it
do you
as a-
think sausage is?
Just think of it as a spongy
That's
thing that you
pork
don't
and
know
not
where it came
people.
from.
I'm not going to give you. I won't have. You won't have to make a stability.
6 is 1/2 dozen of another.
Yeah.
Did I spend my craft roll on that?
You can spend your craft and make a really good slingshot.
Okay.
Tendon slingshot for a blasting cap.
Do I need to spend explosives or roll explosives to
It's a general
fashion?
ability you've got to roll.
You have to roll. You don't know how well
Yeah.
it's going to work, and then you spend ahead of time.
So I will spend 2 to make sure this works.
Okay.
And I get 5.
Okay. So someone will have to make a weapons or athletics to slingshot it into one of the tunnels.
I
Volunteers.
can. I
Because
still,
it
I
is
still have 3
really
on my
dark.
weapons.
It's
So
not really good visibility.
I still have 3 on my weapons, so I can.
Yeah, you can do that.
Those won't be
Reminds you of
necessary
your.
later.
Yeah.
I still have firearms, so
Yeah, I know.
I'll give you.
Use the
I'll
weapons.
give you a chance to rest a little bit.
yeah. So that's
For the listeners, Ross rolled his eyes.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Holy shit.
that's 9.
Yeah, critical success. You slingshot bats the. So with the did you rig it to just detonate on impact, or was it like got a fuse?
That's what I was shooting
Okay,
for,
yeah.
was an impact.
So it does.
That's the easiest way for blasting caps for
That's what I
railway
figured,
stuff.
yeah.
So
So it detonates on impact and deep into one of the side tunnels. The Gug is stunned. Super sensitive hearing, massively loud noise. Not a winning combination for it. So it is stunned for 1 round. Yeah, everyone give me a
Run
fleeing
like the
check.
wind.
I will. How many times are we going to have to make athletics checks?
He's not going to tell us that.
I'm not going to tell you that, and if everyone rolls really well,
I'll spend 3 and get 9.
I got an 8.
5.
Did you
I got a
spend 4?
3.
I spent 4. 5.
Okay.
7.
All right. What'd you get?
A 3.
We can. We still have 2 points from our pool, and if we use them, we can add a point if that's enough.
Yeah, you could
that's true.
retroactively do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 0.
It would probably be a good time to do
We
that.
have,
We have 1 left after that.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it costs.
So it adds 2. So I would have
no,
5.
it's 1 for 1.
Yeah. It's, if you're spending afterwards, it's 2. It's spending 2 points to get 1 point of benefit because it's because it's
So you'd be
you
at
didn't
4.
spend it ahead of time. So with the 4, did whatever what
8.
9.
7.
5.
Wait, I rolled a
I
6.
tripped.
What was the difficulty?
I rolled a 6 as well.
the difficulty was 5.
Okay.
So
No criticals then.
No. And
it
Aaron
was,
just merely made.
yeah, it was a narrow, slippery pit, and you basically all had to run perfectly in time in order to
Thinking I
get there.
could,
But-
off
That's what
a
I was-
critical.
So the thing is, you narrowly got it. So here's what happens: all of you run by. You're the slowest one. So you get to the clearing. The Gug turns around and sees you. So give me, and it roars at you. So give me a stability check.
No, right, fine.
Oh,
Well,
whatever. You're fine
and-
for those.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not even 2.
All right, you lose 4 stability as you see it look at you and raise it. But fortunately, you still have positive stability, so you are not stunned.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You rush into the light, and all of you run, and you run, and you run, and you run.
And we run.
Until you come to the entrance or the exit of the cave. A small little, there's a small, it opens up into a larger tunnel, and you can't, all you can see is the light in the sky. And then you notice that at the very entrance, the very threshold of it, it shimmers a moment. You realize that you're not here nor there. You could actually,
Rest.
yes, you could rest.
We're going to do that.
All right. So that's where we'll leave off.
Stopping point.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
all of you get all your physical stuff back. And you already used your refuge, so you can't get that again.
Yep.
But you did survive the underworld, so I will give everybody 2 points of 3 points of general abilities that you can refresh.
Nice.
So
I use them on firearms and explosives.
so by the time you all of you
Can I
recover,
use that on stability?
yeah,
Wait, is firearms physical?
yes,
Okay.
all your firearms, all your weapons, all your
Yeah, I was
scuffling,
thinking-
all your
Oh, so-
athletics, all your fleeing.
I will spend the 3 on first aid then.
Probably a
Me
good
too.
idea.
Yeah, I think I'll do that as
So when you get there, it will be twilight as you step onto the mountain.
Is that physical and forget?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll just leave off with this. As you step out, you finally brace yourself, prepare yourself, look each other in the eyes. You realize you don't know what you're going to be meeting there. You are at the base of the mountain, or a little above the base of the mountain. You're up on a small little cliff side, and ahead of you on the distance, you're on the side of the mountain, fairly low up, and you can see a narrow, winding, treacherous path leading up. And you can see distant lights, like torch lights up ahead. But off to the side, like down a little further, down a gentle slope, you see a throng of people, massive, hundreds, thousands. You can't tell. There, many of them are carrying torches. You can hear the chanting even now, and so you realize you have 2 choices. You could either go down and infiltrate the main gathering of the cultists, or go up there. What's up there? You don't know. So that's something to think about between.
Are they chanting ka, ka, ka?
They're not chanting Kaka the Dumb, my favorite orc nemesis from Shadows of Mordor, because he is a bro and would never worship that. He just killed me, and that's fine, because he's awesome.
Soren for luck.
Everybody knows bros are into you, Goldenrock.
Yeah, exactly. So question, comments, suggestions, guys like this section. I did ad-lib the ghoul.
Really?
Yeah, that was
good.
Really?
Very nice ad-libbing.
Yeah, it worked out well.
Were we on the right track about the Shantoks?
It wasn't a Shantak. It's a hunting horror, but yeah. They're worse, so.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Although I guess we
Still
made it
made the
against
right
a hunting
choice.
horror before.
Probably. Yeah.
The mansion.
Oh, okay, yeah. Anyways, yeah, it was totally going to go after
Operation
you guys.
Horse Legs.
Yeah. It was certainly going to go after you guys. So, yeah.
You rode a horse to distract the hunting
And I
crew.
drove a truck into a wall, Kool-Aid
And
Man
I had a horse
style.
again. But
So
we
you
didn't
still have the
the
flowers. You still have who is not what she seems. So you could release that to cause chaos among the cultists.
We saved that for...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have used that on the Gug. That probably would have worked.
yeah, but this was easier.
Yeah.
What? Whatever.
Look,
we did
we
pretty
still
well.
have the big, powerful weapon for
It's
later.
true.
I would say this
So-
is better.
Yeah.
Blasting
But
cat,
this is going to be
death
the finale of the
ability.
chapter. So the next session. So.
So if we survive, we get our things back. Hooray.
So we'll see how well this goes. We'll see you guys next time.
Spoilers, not well.